check. Mic check. Welcome, everybody. Too loud. Shh. Welcome. Still too loud. Hold on. Welcome to Tuesday night. Today's Tuesday, and I'm MC Toon, your host for the debate. Now, Hillside hasn't been here since, it's been a while. But Hillside emailed me a couple weeks ago, responding to an email from a while ago about some flat earther that he thought should get paid for doing a celestial navigation challenge. Turns out that flat earther used the globe for that celestial navigation challenge, and I'm like, who was that? Weiskopf, or was it Brian Leakey? I think it was a Weiskopf, because the video's not there anymore. Weiskopf isn't a flurf anymore. And of course, he did use a globe in order to do it. So anyway, this was in response to that particular one. So I'll read what he said. He said, let's see. It's conducted when this is October 2022, and then went to August 15. He said, "Hey, can I come on your show and embarrass you again? It's a lot of fun debunking the globe. LMK, unless you are scared. I'm just a dumb flat earther." To which I respond, I completely agree with your last sentence, but of course I'll happily bring it back on Book Tonight next week. I need to confirm next week with Iggy, but he's pretty solid. August 29 is open. That's today at 8 p.m. Central Time. How about I give you the star angle measurements, and you show me the step-by-step process of determining the observer's position? His response: "Sounds good. See you then." I'm like, how? That's exciting. I'm going to give him 3 star angle measurements, and he's going to give me the position of the observer. And then he said, "What maps/tables will we be using?" I'm like, well, it's up to him, right? And I said, the only maps I know of are globe-based maps. And that was it. Anyway, I said, "Hey, do you have an avatar?" He said, "Not needed." So anyway, so I sent him a Zoom link, and I'm glad to introduce you all to, hold on, let me get it right here. Let me get it straight. Here is Hillside. Right there, everybody. Hillside, have a look. There he is. And Hillside, why don't you go ahead and tell us about how smart you are? Yep, correct. That is how smart you are. Now, Hillside, why don't you give us your exhaustive list of all the flat earth evidence that exists? Yeah. Now, if you're like, "Hey, I didn't hear anything," well, that is correct. There is no flat earth evidence, and he just gave the exhaustive list of all of the flat earth evidence that there is. So yeah, no, he's not here. Let me read again to you the email. "How about I come on your show again and embarrass you again? It's a lot of fun debunking low. Let me know unless you are scared." He actually said that. He actually said, "Unless I am scared." So now, you may be wondering, maybe I'm just making that up, right? Maybe that's the case, because you don't know. Maybe it's something I'm just making up, but I didn't, and I can back up my stuff. Unlike flat earthers, I can back up my stuff. So let me right here. Let me pick this. Let me get this. I'll get it all set up, and then I will share with you the screenshot right there of the little conversation we had. There it is. getting it ready. Like that. Um, there's this. How are all of you doing today? I hope you're well. I had a great couple days. I went camping for a while. Just got back today, and yeah, we were busy, busy. I actually left last Wednesday, got back today. So we had a long trip. It was very good. Went down to Winona, took some pictures of the globe. There it is. All right. Yeah, I bring I bring the good old Joe Hill's P1000 with me wherever I go. There it is. Here is the conversation with Hillside. There it is. So right there, who's scared? I have sent him the link of Zoom so that he may enter, but he has not entered. So, all right. Let me talk with the audience a little bit. Let's give him a few minutes. How about that? I sent him a secondary email saying, "Hey, you're not gonna do a no-show, are you?" Man Devil says, just find out there's native people who live in Lake Titicaca on knitted reed floating islands. If those islands aren't called bras, it seems a very wasted opportunity. Yep. Yeah, I found that out, and they rent them out actually, so you can go and like stay in them. So, Bo's Nose, is that Joe Hill? That's not Joe Hill. That's over there. That's Hillside. Yes, I'll do if I ever get to Lake Titicaca, I'll do a podcast from one of the floating islands that they live in. How about that? Yeah, PJCnet, it's not looking good for him. Now, he actually has a bit of a history of doing this. This is not the first time he's done this. He did it previously to both myself and FTFE. So I don't know. It's for him to talk smack like if you're not scared, and then not show up. It's a bit of a problem. Which one is Hillside? So Hillside, if I remember right, he's from Georgia. I think he said that. I think he's a carpenter. He's an Oakley flurf. So we could probably just go through some of the things that we know that he's going to do anyway. Where's Winona? Sorry. Winona is in southeast Minnesota, right on the river, right on the Mississippi River. So starting right around Minneapolis, St. Paul, the St. Croix River and the Mississippi River merge. And then from there south all the way down to the border, that is the border between Minnesota and Wisconsin. So Winona is one of the towns on the river there. So it's got a lot of barge traffic and stuff. There's a campground right on the river. So literally wake up in the morning, turn my head, and there's the water. So, we've got, he's noisy tonight. All right, there it is. Oh, holy cow. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Here we go. There's Turtle. Hi, Turtle. He's so strong. And yeah, keep the tie. There you go. Good kitty. All right. I'm gonna let him go down there. Thanks. And now I don't know if you see it, you probably can't. He left some gifts here. There it is. Yeah, he's not angry. That's just how he is. That's Turtle the cat. It's still no Hillside, so. All right, yeah, Winona has a lot of barge traffic, and so, but right outside of the campground, there's no barge traffic because the barge traffic's on the far side from where we are. So we went kayaking. We went into town. It was a good time. I knew some people that went to school there when I was in school, and since then, so it's a good town. it did get, you know what I do? I don't know if you guys do this, if it's just a me thing, but when I go out on vacation, I go and I find geodetic survey markers, and my kids are like, oh no, not again. And I'll take a picture of the marker next to a phone that has the compass app on, because the compass app will tell you the latitude, longitude, and the elevation, and then go compare to the numbers that the surveyors got when they surveyed it before GPS existed, and it's spot on. It's amazing how good they were at getting the positions, and it's just so easy now. It's everybody has it on their phone. Okay, let me get back to what I was doing before the cat interrupted me. Dave Kircher says, "Thank Titicaca, it's Tuesday." He always does that. That's so nice. Tara Dickoff says, "Big shock. He's a no-show. Rage quit before it began." Indeed. To talk smack and then not show. Big loser there. Mr. Lonely's a new member. Thank you for that. We got Icy Spin says, "Hurricane headed here, spins counterclockwise. Why?" That's a great question. Now, if you've been around a while, you will remember that Nathan Thompson, the flat earther that burned all of his flat earth bridges, it said that the cause of that is electromagnetic wake, which has so many weird things. But when you ask him about it, he doesn't really talk about electromagnetism. He talks about air. He's like, the sun goes through the air and causes the swirl behind it, these eddies. But of course, that would require the sun to be low enough to go through the air. How high is the sun? They don't know. But if it's low enough that it's going through the air, then it has to be going through the air at 1,000 miles an hour when it's on the equinox. We would hear sonic booms. We don't hear that. But that's not electromagnetism. And I know where he got that. He got that from Bob Nodell, who is no longer around to give Nathan Thompson the answer to the questions that people inevitably ask. Where is the explain the electromagnetic wake? How does electromagnetism cause a hurricane to go? No answer. PhD Tony, this is a good one, says, "I dispute that Weisskopf is an ex-flurf. He was spouting nonsense about round eyeballs making survey measurements seem spheroidal." Yeah, he's all over the place. It's like one day he's a flurf, one day he's no longer, one day he's a flurf. He waffles back and forth. And I don't think he quite has the scientific background to really quite understand, like, how could round eyeballs making survey measurements seems fair. Look at this. This is a straight edge. Right here. Look at the straight edge. Right there you go, straight edge. Do your round eyeballs make this straight edge appear non-straight? No. This looks straight to you. So your round eyeballs aren't making this look curvy. Right? Not that it would explain anything about reading a measurement in a measurement device, right? So when you read on here, 17, sorry, let's be a little more weird about it. 27 centimeters. Do your eyeballs somehow affect the 27 that you read when you? No, of course not. So when you look through the instrument of a survey instrument, you put the crosshairs here, you put the crosshairs there. Even if your spherical eyeballs made it distorted, the crosshair is still at a certain spot. Roundish eyeballs that would cause distortion wouldn't change any of that. So yeah, whatever. Fa of the QTube family says, debate your cat, he could do a better job. Yes. NA says, or gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much for that, NA. And I hope the people that receive the memberships are grateful as well. Kiros says, let me put some dollars where Raymond Ortiz's mouth is. Hopefully we will see him next week. Haha. Thanks for that, Kiros. Yeah, if Raymond Ortiz likes to comment on my videos. And he even like talks smack just like Hillside, but even more so. And he's like, you know, I bet you'll never debate me. And I'm like, of course I will. How about next week? And then he's like, no, you never would. You wouldn't dare. I'm like, I dare. How about next week? And he's like, no, you don't want it. Like, yeah, let's go. And then he doesn't answer. So, whatever. Janusz says, Janusz Taka says, 3 a.m., full of coffee, no flurf, no trash fire. Now what? Well, I shall endeavor to entertain you in his absence. I mean, I'm giving him a little bit longer. I'm gonna send him one more email, and jeez, go. It's 16 minutes past. Where are you? Let's see. I've got to copy paste. Yeah, no, I'll just drop this in here. Who is scared now? Yeah, so I'm sending him the screenshot. Anyway, there you go. There you go, Hillside. Right there, Hillside. All right. So let's see. Is Weiskopf here? I've talked to him a little bit. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Hey, Weiskopf, why don't you come in here and explain how eyeballs can do that? All right. Well, Weiskopf, you know my email address, mctune@mctune.net. If you want to come on in. But the pig's right front leg is just a leg. Yep, that pig's right front leg is just a leg. Don't let pareidolia. Don't let pareidolia take over. Somebody sent me an email. RG sent me an email of a hand. It's a video of a hand. He's like, look at this. No explanation. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to. I don't get it. And then he sent it a total of 3 times. And I'm like, I can't tell. I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, it's a brain and a face. I'm like, I don't, dude. Pareidolia. Just look it up. Whatever. All right. Oh, there we go. Amadeus Arkham says, Axis here with my daughter watching. Thanks, Mark. Hello, Axis, and hello, Axis's daughter. I'll get on full screen. Hello, Axis's daughter. I'm glad you can watch. I hope you enjoy whatever it is that we do. Flat Earthers, this Flat Earther talked big and then didn't show up. So a little lesson for you, Axis's daughter. Have your words mean something. When you say you're going to do something, do it. We call that integrity. Flat Earthers sometimes don't do that. And when I say sometimes, I mean way, way too often. All right. Ooh, we got Greg Edmonds says, have you seen Mikey's recent Globy giggling? I did. Simon Dan covered it. That was hilarious. And yeah, Mikey keeps mentioning me in videos. Like, I don't watch, but then somebody, Frank Burns often will message me, hey, Mikey mentioned you again. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll put it on double speed. Like I listened to watch it at 2x. And then like he's been talking about, so all right, if you don't know, Mikey Smith is in Canada. And he's not too bright. He's probably, I'm sure that he's been diagnosed with something. So, and he's trying to sue the Canadian government because he thinks the Canadian Space Agency is is faking things, and that they need to pay for it, pay him for it specifically. Now, Mikey Smith does not have a job. Lives in an apartment that is provided to him, I think, through the government. To the best of my knowledge, the money he received from the government. In his videos, he constantly tells people don't pay taxes. But Mikey, how did you get the money? How did you get the apartment? That doesn't quite make sense, buddy. And anyway, so he's going to sue, so he says. And the problem is that he, a lawyer will always, if you pay them, you can always find a lawyer to do any suit. But if you don't have the ability to pay them, then what? They might take it on commission. They'll take a percentage of the winnings. Well, that's not going to win anything. Not at all, right? So what lawyer's going to take it? None. No lawyer's going to take it. So anyway, then he says, and this is what I don't know the context of this. Maybe somebody can help fill me in. He says he's going to talk to the lawyer about MC Toon's challenge. That's about all he says. I don't know what he's talking about. So somebody says, here, Ashton Richards says Mikey Smith is an unfunny Carl Pilkington. Carl Pilkington is one of Ricky Gervais's sidekick guys. He's hilarious. And Eric Burns says, any Mikey Smith videos coming soon? Flurf Caillou. See, I think he's more like Caillou. If Caillou is a cartoon, and I've asked some people from England, they don't know what Caillou is, so it's maybe just an American thing. So yeah, I just got an email. Ask flat earthers that say that the sun is local how hot it is, because I'm pretty sure if the sun was local, it would burn everything. It certainly would. Wisecoff, you can come in here. Hold on. Do I have your... I do. Wisecoff, I have your email address. Tell you what, buddy. I will send you the Zoom link. You can bail out Hillside, who ran off. So here you go. There it is. There it is. Hillside. The link's on the way. You can pop on in. And Ginger Crapper says, I mean, being a flat earther is like having a disability. I think it certainly is. It's totally is a disability. So anyway, Caillou is Canadian. So JD says, good to see DFE back again. DFE, that's Bryant Myers. Bryant, he's told me he has a little bit of time. That's why he's doing a couple videos. But yeah, he probably won't be back permanently, unfortunately. But he did one on the Indian moon landing, which is cool. So the Indian moon lander landed the morning we left for our trip. So I haven't had any chance to cover it. Oh. There you go. He called me. I'm reading it better now. Gripper Crapper says he called me Ginger Crapper. OMG, that's great. Sorry about that, Ginger Crapper. I mean, Gripper Crapper. Steve Bauman says, have I seen CC's drunken live stream from last month? No. A drunken live stream with CC? Oh, that sounds amazing. All right. Well, I mean, we're waiting for either Hillside or Wisecoff to come in. We could certainly do that. Does somebody want to oh, Tony Regime says, all right, first things first. Could somebody want to get CC's drunken live stream? And then I'll read this from Tony Regime. says we definitely get Caillou in the UK. Can't remember what channel it's on, but I've seen it. Okay. So my polling was very unscientific, apparently. So Liquid Flame says I came in late. Has Mark Sargent quit Flat Earth yet? No, he has not. But you all can continue to comment on his videos. All right. A CC live stream is one we have to crash sometime. That would be great. But he doesn't do a lot of live streams. That's the thing. Let's see. All right, I'm pulling it up myself. Channel CC. There it is. It's 4,000 subscribers, and he rarely cracks 1,000 views. All right, there's live streamed a month ago. Right. All right. His production quality is incredibly poor, so I'm just warning you here. All right, let me catch up with the super chats before I do that. Caucasian Sensation says, "Did you scare another flurf, my man?" I did. And the chat says a CC live stream is one we have to crash. And then Mr. E-Man gifted 5 memberships. Thank you for that. So Wisecoff says, I literally just respect MC Toon, and I'm not going to get into a heated debate with him. I'll debate Craig or Tony anytime in Discord, but they just mute me every time. So kind of pointless. Dude, I'm not getting into a heated debate tonight. That's for sure. But whatever. Let's get this here. All right, we'll get Wisecoff out of there. All right. Maybe we need nothing. I checked again. Nothing. Here we go. Bob the Q2 family says, if we crash a CC stream, I'll change my name to CC's wife. Perfect. All right, here is CC. It's 47 minutes.
No, my life? Oh, you can't even see it.
He's terrible. He can't do anything.
Any questions?
Any questions? Yeah. Are you going to do anything? Do a trick. Land it faster. This is it. This is all we have from CC.
Oh, come on. We have a couple of questions here. Hello, my friend. What's up, CC? People know me here on the internet.
But not for a good reason.
That's James right over there.
Not for a good reason.
I'm not really sure about this guy. All right, any questions with what we actually live on? Okay, that's my question. Because there is absolutely no sensation of movement at all. When you look at a lake, it just still is not.
It's like he's a child. Seriously. Why would you expect sensation of movement when it's consistent and it doesn't change? Just keep going. Like we can't sense velocity. It's just so dumb.
The spacesuits. Tell me about the spacesuits. Fucking trolls. All right? Here, tell me about the spacesuits. How do they work? How do the spacesuits work?
He has no idea.
Because it's really physically impossible for those things to work.
Why?
I mean, if there was a space and there actually was something out there above the firmament, how do these things work? They're bouncing around in a spacesuit.
Yeah, just because you don't understand.
And
we get it. You're not that
there's
smart.
no physics that explains exactly how those spacesuits work, other than just a little box on the back, a little knapsack on the back. Remember that little knapsack? You remember that, right? You were a kid. You were a kid crawling around with a knapsack.
Like Daniel Smith. Some people a lot smarter than you made them, CC. If you want to learn, get an education for yourself. Yep. Mr. E-Man says, did I miss all of the measurements of flatness and evidence of flat Earth again? Guess I'll have to rewatch the stream again. Yeah, you will. Oh, click that on accident. All right.
On your back. Fuck, man. Wake the fuck. Sorry. Up. Shit.
Just because you don't understand? Like,
Anything else?
Do you understand how a car works, CC? No, you don't, but they still do. David, delivery vans are fake. Physics can't explain them at all.
Brenda, over here. All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, it's really hard to see all these things, but look, dude, wake the fuck up, okay? I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it.
Tired of what? People that understand physics and you don't?
Your city is destroyed. My city is destroyed. Everything is fucking being destroyed.
Keep clicking that.
With politicians. And that's how it becomes.
I'm jumping ahead here.
Okay.
Like the kind of questions to ask. How high is the sun? What is the sun made of? What causes the sun to output heat and light? How high is the moon? Where does the light come from? Not just it's self-illuminating, which some will say. How does that happen? What is the process by which it happens? How is it self-illuminating and still you can see surface structures on it with shadows? What keeps it up? Why does the sun and moon not change in angular diameter throughout the day dramatically? None of these things can any flat earther touch. Not at all. You can't explain any of them.
Obviously, the trolls are. It's a Friday night, so they must be either sleeping or.
How far up the coast is the ice wall? Let's see. How does it get dark at night on a flat Earth? It could not. There's nothing obstructing the sun.
Well, most of them are the UK. And yeah, they are sleeping right now. Yeah, see, now we have a problem. Us flat earthers have a fucking problem.
Yes, you do.
With the level of our Earth. Okay? Because we can see farther than we can. Shit.
What?
Then they 8 miles per square.
What?
Okay? There's a big problem with that.
8 miles per square. Hold on. Yeah, he's I think you're right about how drunk he is. So let's see here.
Because
I gotta jump back a little bit.
then they 8 miles per square. Okay? There's a big problem with that. Because we could see all of the ships, all of the.
Oh my gosh. He's just dying. Yeah. 8 inches per mile squared. He can't even get the wrong formula right. They always do this. It's like these people don't understand math, not even remotely. And then somehow they're going to say that math is the right math and all the other math is the wrong math, but not know actually what's going on with it or how that came to be, or all they know is that they're just like, oh, that's the curvature rate. That's not even the curvature rate. That's not how it works. I keep checking. Why do I keep checking? It's like, it's so boring though, guys.
Everything.
Does he get
on the
more?
ocean.
Does
For miles and miles and miles. And we shouldn't be able to see that at all. That doesn't make any sense to you, does it? We haven't been back to the moon since 1972. And we will never go back to the moon.
Well, India just landed there, right, Professor Phil? Yeah, he's Judy. He's literally just swearing at the moon.
Which does not exist, by the way. Ever. Because it was always a Hollywood show. And that sucks.
And that sucks.
People, wake the fuck up. Give me another question. Another question. Here. I want some more questions. Hi, Brenda.
Which Brenda?
Hey, Ronald.
I don't see Brenda.
Bob, what's up? Jamie.
Did he block these people?
Well, I mean, I don't know if YouTube is actually allowing me to do this, but I think I'm live.
YouTube did.
The problem is with YouTube
Unfortunately,
is that I have a lot of views. Well, not a lot of views, but unfortunately, they disagree with everything that I put out there. Like, for example, oh, come on, guys, please, shit. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Let's talk about the COVID. Come on, guys, the COVID bullshit. Okay, I'm done. Okay, let's talk about flat Earth. How it's motionless.
Jumped over.
And there's. See what I did then? Take a little break. Take a little intermission.
What are you going to do in the intermission?
See, love your brother, Bob. But she loves me too.
Wait, seriously. Well, what's her job?
My point
somebody
is,
get up on his wife?
some people just can't come out with this. They just can't. And they never will. I can.
I like this. David. Chris, please deliver the knockout blow to globeheads by explaining how the laws of physics demand that a small and local sun illuminate 98 million square miles. Big and distant sun cannot. Yes, Chris, do that. I don't, why would he go on? Yeah, he'd have to be drunk to say, ask me anything, Flair. Have me explain anything.
And I'm here. And I've always been here.
Yeah,
my phone number is there. All of my information is on my fucking description.
Oh, okay. If you say so, Chris. If you say so. Right there. You asked. I deliver. I'm good like that, Chris. All right. Here we go. This will be good. I mean, Chris asked, what kind of friend would I be to Chris if I didn't do what Chris asked? He wants a call. So call him, I will. Calling him, I am. He asked me to call.
Sorry, no one's here to take your call. Please leave your name and number. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Chris, this is MC Toon. You know, I was just watching your live stream from about a month ago, and on that live stream, you said to give you a call. Said that your phone number is in the things in the description. So I'm calling you, but you're not answering. I'll try again in a little bit. Hopefully you can answer then. Love you. Bye. There we go. Oh, Chris. Come on, Cece. Cece, buddy, you gotta answer. I just want to have a chit chat with you. Imagine if his wife answered. Now he's saying that the Flat Earth Society is a government agency. So flat earthers have said that for a long time. And the reason why is a bit vague, but mostly it's because the Flat Earth Society has a couple different ideas that many other flat earthers don't. And Flat Earth Society has actually tried to like bring physics into it. So when you ask, well, why is there a downward 9.8 meters per second squared acceleration? One of the ideas that the Flat Earth Society proposed is that we are accelerating upward at 9.8 meters per second squared. Now, there's a whole bunch of problems with that. But let me tell you, it is not about how fast you would be going after a year. It actually fits with general relativity and special relativity. With relativity. I'll leave it at that. You can actually, that is one of the things that relativity says you can do. You can indefinitely accelerate. So, RT96 says MC2 near Minneapolis, Hennepin County. Well, the county might be wrong. I don't live in Minneapolis, but yes, that's close enough. Petition for a monthly CC call, says Buttered Sausage. That's a great idea. Steve Bowen says he answered my question at 21:20 in that video. Okay, I'll go back to it.
On YouTube, there's a pain in the ass.
All right, 21:20, and then
What?
And then Judy says we got to go to 28. Okay, so we'll go to 21:20. There we are. I'll bring it back here. Here we go.
All right, we got Stephen Berman. Oh, yeah, here we go. This question: how does it get dark at night at flat Earth? Okay, all right. It's so fucking stupid. The sun and the moon are local. All right, picture a fucking sun and the moon, okay, on a flat Earth with nothing there. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Okay, it's a pin size on a flat Earth, on a flat plane. It's very small, very local, and that's why I did that video on Sunday.
Nothing in the way, nothing to block it. No matter where it is, nothing to block it.
You can see that fucking video shows the sun is fucking local.
No, it doesn't.
Sorry. All right. Telescope. Okay. This is just nonsense. Hey, CC, love you, brother. Bob Golden. Yes.
This is great. This is great. Has your wife become a flat earther? You should start Secret G. You should start a reality show from your kitchen featuring your wife. If the sun is local, how can it be daytime in the USA and Romania at the same time? How could it ever be nighttime is the actual question. And people, we kind of get it wrong. It's not like, when you're like, well, the 24-hour sun in Antarctica disproves flat Earth. Well, no. The fact that the sun sets disproves flat Earth. That's it. In Antarctica, if the Earth were flat, right? If you were in Antarctica, here, back up here. Nice and big for you. Think about it. If you're here in Antarctica, doesn't matter where, and the sun is there, right there, right here, right? You're here in Antarctica, and the sun is there or there. Any of these locations, you would see it. You would always see it. All year long, you would always see it in Antarctica. You'd always see it in the Arctic. You'd always see it in Papua New Guinea. You'd always see it in everywhere, because nothing would be between you and the sun other than clouds, or maybe if you put your head in a hole like an ostrich. But if you're on the if you have an unobstructed view and there aren't clouds, you would always see the sun. How could the sun ever set? It could not.
All right, thank you.
All right, Judy said go to 28. So go to 28.
Brenda Kruger, hi. Okay, hi, how you doing?
It's
Ronald Reagan rim jobs.
Krieger?
Okay, all right. Well,
Is that
I'm not
Krieger?
really sure about this guy.
Brenda Krieger. We got
Jamie, how you doing? Hello, my friend.
fan meetup. How many CC
And,
fans would show up?
Somebody's asking, how's your life, CC? You know what? My life is very good. Okay? Because I figured out what the hell I live on. All right? That's exactly what it's all about. I know what I live on. And it's stationary. Cover with a dome.
Queen of Karma, has your wife made you move to making videos in the car because she's done with your PS?
That's it. That's how it is. And it sucks.
It sucks.
But I know where I am. You know, I mean, that's the most important part.
But you don't. All right. Here's 28, Judy.
All right, got a lot of stuff going. I mean, stupid questions like this. I mean, how old is our flat Earth? How the fuck are we supposed to know that? All right, I mean, stupid shit like this. Does your spouse work for NASA? I mean, come on, nonsense like this. Nonsense. Oh, maybe. She might. Oh my gosh. She might work for NASA. The only people who work for fucking NASA are the fucking military! Will you please stop?
CC. It's not a military organization. If you want, there is a space organization that is military. I've got their patch right here, CC. It's called Space Force. Space Force. They are a military organization that deals with space, but NASA is not. Dear.
Sorry. Flat Earth Society. We are Flat Earth times 2, okay? Flat Earth Society is a government agency that has been, I don't know, since the beginning, okay? We have nothing to do. Flat Earthers times 2 have nothing to do with Flat Earth Society. And there is no spinning fucking disc in space. Space does not fucking exist.
Well, then what's 62 miles that way? What would that be? What do you call that?
All right, so we have no picture of Earth, okay? Nothing. We have no cameras on the moon. But yet you're sitting there with your smartphone and you can pretty much access anything that you want. However, you should be able to access a nice picture of the Earth on your phone.
Yeah.
But yet Apple has been very, they...
But you can. You can. I mean, look at here, CC. Epic Discover, right there. I spelled that a little wrong there, but there you go. There it is. There's a picture of the Earth. This is from the 16th, which was a few days ago. So there you go. What's wrong with that? Right there. Right there. Look at that. You can download the larger quality. We can go through a few days worth here. A few hours, sorry. They don't run it all the time. So there it is from the 16th. There it is. Yeah, there's Africa. You want to see where you live, CC? Let's go. Let's go back See if we can get some Westchester County on this. Oh no, we're right on the edge, right there, and it's right. So there's Florida's a little missing there. This is the United States. There's the Great Lakes, right there's Chicago, and then over here, right somewhere in there is Westchester County. There you are. Wave to CC, everybody. I don't know why couldn't you go there?
They have put that on their home screen. How many years ago? I mean, how many years ago these smartphones come out? 15 years ago. And you haven't seen shit since then. That's all you have is this smartphone, this flat disc.
With that.
And they've done nothing with it. And that's it. 15 years. 15 fucking years.
This.
You know, the kids do not understand this.
Right there.
These phones.
CC. Right
this
there.
phone hasn't changed for 15 years.
Where's like
why?
Titicaca?
But yet
There's
Apple has this little
Titicaca.
home screen that has a fake Earth on there.
So all right. Daryl, I'm not doxing him. Look. This is his channel. Right, there's his channel. Right there. Here's his about tab. There's his about tab. I can't dox him. This is his tab. This is what he freely publishes.
Where is a picture of Earth?
Right there.
Give me a picture of Earth.
Right there. There you go. CC, you're welcome. You're welcome, CC. Oh, Daryl says somewhere on Earth it's narrowed down somewhat. No, Daryl, all of his videos start with him announcing where he lives. Westchester County, he says. So I don't know. I mean, we do know more specifically where he lives than Westchester County. I have not revealed that, and I won't reveal any more than Westchester County. And of course, the phone number and email address that he reveals on his about tab. He has not released his specific address. I won't do that. So no, Daryl, I won't dox that.
Guys, I can't rotate this. Okay, somebody's asking me if I do this for money. Okay, my channel has 3,400 subs. So obviously that would be wrong. You might want to look at the other channels that have over 100,000 subs that are actually making money. I'm here to tell the truth. So fuck you.
Oh, what hurt?
Sorry. And that's how my channel's always been. That was the beginning of my channel, to show you. After, what, 7 years now? And I have nothing to do. You know what, I don't care about these big channels, and they're great. I love them. You know, I go on, you know, Mark's channel sometimes, and Jaronism and whatever. You know, but it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm here to tell the fucking truth. And that's what I'm here to do. And that's what I've always been here to do. And it sucks.
Oh, jeez. It
Any
took
other
him a
questions?
couple of tries to end the stream. All right, let's jump forward here.
Explain to me how every air pilot has no explanation of their level at all.
Of their level.
Sharpshooters do not take it effect.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's no surprise that a flat earther would not do their own research. So I did it for you, CC. Gotta spell it right. It's like I'm drunk by association. I'm not. I haven't had any, but there it is. Coriolis for long range shooting. So now for short shots, you would not need it. But for reference, let me go back to this just for reference. The formula for Coriolis right there. F is the Coriolis force, M is the mass of the object, V is the velocity of the moving object. If it's not moving, it's got no velocity relative to the surface. So when you throw a ball up or shoot a cannonball up, the velocity relative to the surface is zero. When you do a hovering helicopter, It's just hovering. What's its velocity relative to the surface? 0. Coriolis force is 0 because it's multiplied right there. The V is multiplied. W, or omega, sorry, is the angular velocity of the Earth, which is this amazingly fast speed, 0.0000727 per second, right? And let's see, alpha, that's alpha. Alpha is the latitude. So if the latitude is 0, if you're at the equator, the Coriolis force is 0. And there's just the Udvush force. So anyway, this is how it's calculated. I ran through an example, 70 degrees north, which is pretty far north for an airplane, traveling at 600 miles an hour, which is pretty fast for an airplane, right? I translated that to, converted that to kilometers. And the actual, I did the math here, Coriolis force is 0.0367 meters per second squared. At 70 degrees north for an airplane, that's moving rather fast. So it's not a strong force on an airplane. So anyway, let's go back to this here. They do take it into account for long range shooting. You've got the book Long Range Applied Ballistics for Long Range Shooting by Brian Litz. Chapter 7 covers Coriolis. You've got a video by the very same Brian Litz talking about Coriolis. We've got an article and a video on American Shooting Journal about Coriolis. A link to it there just for you, CC. Take your time, read it. Precision long range shooting and the Coriolis of 4. That's the article in the magazine there. We've got a high-end computerized scope for shooting that includes Coriolis. You can turn it on and off. We've got professional grade software to solve the difficult trajectory problems that runs on a Nomad mobile computer. So these are older, but there you go. That's on the right. There's that little Nomad computer, and there is the menu there. Let me bring that up so you can see it. Right there, look at that. You can actually include a checkmark, Coriolis/Utvush. Amazing. So they do, and then here's another one for the manual. There it is. So here's the 4.4 mile shot. Now this is out of date, but there's a difference between doing a single shot and including all of the calculations and doing a whole bunch of shots and zeroing in on it. I'll just say that. So. All right, Cece, I am answering your questions today, aren't I?
I think it's starting to rain. Do not take it affect the curvature of Earth. Explain.
Oh, KCD Industry is here. Nobody is denying the pseudo forest word, denying the ad hoc claim you make of the globe spinning. Oh, but KCD Industry, Caleb, it's been measured. It's not just, an ad hoc claim. But I'm glad you're here. I'm here to answer questions. So, I mean, if you just go to my website and you type in spin, and then you find, there's a few, Witsit caught lying. All right. There it is, rotation of the Earth. It's mctoon.net/spin is the URL. But here it is. I think it's 14 or so different measurements of the rotation of the Earth. There it is. So deep underground rotation measurements. Gingerino ring laser gyroscope in Gran Sasso. It's in Italy, I think. Here's another one, a helium neon ring laser operating at 1.5 micrometers. So it's not just an assumption there, Caleb. But anyway, now you might say, well, I don't want to have. You may not choose to have measurements that are ring laser gyroscopes or optical gyroscopes. That's what these are. So then maybe you would just go to other ones like the detection of Earth's rotation using superfluid phase coherence, which it uses liquid helium. Is that helium? Yep. And then another one using a Compton generator, another one using a levitating plastic ball. They had a 15 Tesla magnetic field to hover a plastic ball, and they measured the rotation of the Earth using that. There's other ones as well here. So Caleb, I'll put that in the chat for you, buddy. There you go. So yes, and industrial nerd, Coriolis is used to measure mass flow in industry, also known as Coriolis flow meter. There it is. Caleb again says, I agree, we're denying that the Earth's spinning. Go to this here. I understand that you're denying that, but you need to actually provide measurements of it, right? Because I provided measurements right there. You didn't provide measurements. There could be other explanations for the cause. Well, then that's on you. Just saying there could be other explanations isn't a refutation of the existing measurements. The thing is that this is multiple lines of evidence too, Caleb, and this is an important thing. These are optical gyroscopes, and there's multiple optical gyroscopes that measure the rotation of the Earth, and they agree with each other. They're all over the Earth. There's many of them all over measuring it. So is there something else? You could say maybe there's something else, but it's on you to show what it is. But you're kind of stuck then, because it's not the only way to do it. There's multiple other ways that are not just using those specific methods. And so I have all these other ones here listing them, right? Micromechanical yaw rate gyro, physical spinning device there, right? This one I do like a lot, an apparatus for measuring the speed of rotation of the Earth. Now, sometimes flat earthers are like, whoa, I want to see it's got to be a gyroscope. Well, there it is. There's a spinning physical gyroscope. So how is it that the optical ones and the physical ones are in agreement with each other? You need to provide that, Caleb. Just saying what if doesn't do it. So you got to do something, buddy. You can turn a push bike wheel into a gyro and measure it if you don't need high tech. Is it precise enough? You do need to make it precise, and so something like this is rather precise, and a high quality new bicycle tire is also a very precise one. So you could probably potentially do it. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity, Caleb, to once again show evidence for the Earth rotating. If you should have evidence of the Earth being stationary, Caleb, then by all means, I'm open to having you come on and present the evidence, these specific measurements of the Earth being stationary, which I know you don't have. So I'm asking a bit sarcastically, aren't I? Darryl Frost says 15 degrees an hour is easy to measure. Oh, cool. I would love to see like a bicycle tire doing that. So there it is. All right, Caleb. I thought for some reason, Caleb, I thought that you kind of had taken off because you had some real work stuff to do. But welcome back if you're back, and one of these days you ought to come on here again. Glober for life. What? Why? Hold on a second. Why did you delete that, Binge Thinker? That's a good question. I'll pull that up. I hope that wasn't an accident, Binge Thinker. So Glober for life said, I'm a Glober with a question. Can you explain why the mountains are visible in the world record photo? Math would be great. So yes, I can do that. So, what's it? Pick Gaspard. Is that right? Is one of them? Yes, Guinness Book of World Records. Yeah, where is the Hillside guy? He ducked. He's a bit. There it is. Yeah, pick Finistrelis to pick Gaspard. So let me get it. Is this it? I think this is it. So, yep. All right, there it is. Let's go through this. So, one of the things that that flat earthers they thought that this was an issue. It's not. Okay, good. Judy says it was a mistake. Good. Let's hear this. It's 443 kilometers. So let's remember that there. I'm gonna try to capture that. There we go. 443 kilometers. Now, where was it taken from? Right? You need to have the elevation of the photographer. And one of the things is that I think that's not easy to find on here. Let me make sure here. And then, oh, this does have, that does have the elevation of the, right there. So now look at this. I mean, that's just kind of a smudge. That's all we see is kind of a smudge. It's a bit hard. It's a bit hard. And flat earthers like, you couldn't see it tipping backwards. How do you know? It's 443 kilometers away. It's all of 4 degrees tip back. How could you measure that? In this little smudge, you could not. All right. Let's see. Do they have the elevation of the observer in there? Okay. Well, here's what you do. You search for Walter Bislin, advanced curve calculator. And I know you're not seeing what I'm typing there, but anyway, you'll come up to this page here, and on this page you can put in the important information. So target distance 443. Right, and the distance of the remote objects 3867 meters. So 3867 meters. Now the observer height we need to make sure. Also, all right, this is important. Thanks to the exceptional weather conditions, and with the help of the polarizing filter. So they did it with the specifically correct weather, and without the correct weather, they could not get it. So the atmospheric conditions were important. So, all right. I'm still looking. All right. Oh my gosh. All of your, this is a flurf in here. I have been debunked by a PhD. What PhD? Please tell me what PhD debunked it. All right. The flurfs get so angry. I do not know the height, so. Maybe somebody's putting it in, and I'm not seeing it. So, all right. Does anybody remember the height? Does anybody remember the height of the observer? I don't offhand. That's a problem. Let's see. I mean, I'm looking. That's the problem with doing these live, is doing live research is a bit less interesting. So, all right, there it is. Okay, so the other thing we could do is we could look at the height of the mountain he took the photo from. and see what the height is of that particular mountain. So let's see. Was it Pic Gaspard that he was at? So, all right. Pic Gaspard, elevation. There you go. 3883. But is that, yeah. Oh, no. He's looking at Pic Gaspard. We need Pic Finna, whatever. Finna. There it is. Finistrelis. And I'm sure it's all pronounced wrong. There it is. Okay. So there's the height, an altitude of 2826 meters. There you go. We plug that in, observer height, and then we can take an estimate of the refraction to be, all we can do is estimate because there was no measurement. There you go. Start with 0.4. That's super easy to see there at 0.4. Didn't mean to lock up the stream with a question yet. So, no, that, you know what though, this is, this is important. So how is it done? Well, this is how you do it. This is how you look at it. So here with a refraction of 0.167, which is what some people say is standard refraction. Standard refraction is what some industries use when they don't know what the refraction is. It's the somewhere in the middle. In many conditions it works, but not everybody uses that. The American Meteorological Society uses 0.33. Right. So anyway, we 0.33. There you go. So if we go refraction 0, then no. But then you can't see it every day. You can only see it when the conditions are right. So what are the right conditions? Some refraction. There you go. And yes, the problem is you have to use a reasonable number. And what are the reasonable numbers? Well, people have done the measurements, people have done the work. And again, for your benefit, if you want, you can just go to my website and you can type refraction. There you go. You type refraction. Top link there, refraction effects quantified. And here's a list of different empirical measurements where people went out in the field and measured the effects of refraction. A whole bunch of them. I graphed them out. I read a bunch of these. There's a bunch that I have not read all of these. So it's just somebody sent these to me. I put them in the link. I linked to them. So there we go. Not guessing. It's not just guesses. Detrep says, nail the coffin, stars on the horizon at 3 a.m., but no sun on the horizon at 3 a.m. Yeah, the stars are not as bright as the sun. So how is it on the flat pizza here, on the dirt pizza, that the stars that they say are in the dome, right? When you look, here's America, and you look due west from the coast, right? You see the stars that are in the dome, but you don't see the sun anywhere. No, it doesn't matter what direction you look, you see stars immediately above the horizon in all directions, but no sun. Where's the sun? It's not it's brighter than the stars. I don't know. Kind of failed. All right. You know what time it is? It is call CC back time. He told me to call him. I do what he wants me to do, right? I am, if nothing, a friend to CC.
Yeah, MC Toon.
What's up,
Great
man?
to see you.
Hey, glad to talk to
nothing.
you.
Yeah, okay.
I was watching your stream, your live stream, and you're like you're saying that your phone number's on there, and how come people don't call you? I said I'll call you, CC. How you doing?
I'm great, MC Tune. How are
Okay.
you?
I'm super. I'm so glad that you answered. Now I owe you. I have to admit I meant to send it, and it's on me. You won a prize, and I haven't sent it, so I'll send you two.
You breached and you embarrassed me in front of my wife. Okay.
When?
All right. You sent a box of chocolates over to my house.
Oh no, I didn't do that. That was somebody else.
Now it was your little ring of people,
Yeah.
and that's unacceptable. Okay. All right. So if your ring of people are going to subject people's privacy, I don't want to have anything to do with you guys.
But Chris, nobody.
All right. You see, no. Listen to me, MC.
Nobody has sent your private
breaching,
information out.
You're breaching my privacy. Okay, and that's your ring of people that you hang out with. And if that's your ring of people you hang out with, I don't want to have anything to do with you.
But Chris, nobody sent your address anywhere. Nobody knows your address.
Oh yes, you.
We didn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't
they did.
posted. It wasn't posted.
It doesn't make a difference.
But
you breached my privacy, so I don't have anything to do with you guys.
I didn't.
All right,
dude.
So enjoy yourself, live on your ball,
It was
and do
industrial.
whatever you want to do.
Dude, it was
I was
industrial.
nice. I was nice to you originally. I had a nice conversation with you.
Yeah.
You're a nice person. Okay, we had a great time talking.
Yeah.
Whatever amount of time we had to talk, but you're in this ring of people that want to subject this nonsense of bullshit that you know is a lie. Okay?
But did she?
All right, my friend.
Did she like
I'm
the
going to
chocolates?
hang up the.
Did she like the chocolates at least?
I'm going to hang up. I'm going to hang up the phone right now, and I'll tell you right now.
Yeah. Edge of my seat. What are you going to tell me right now? Is that the joke? It's like I'm going to tell you right now, and then you don't say anything, and I'm like, oh, Chris, buddy, you didn't tell me anything. I get it. Good joke.
You see, you want me to tell you, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you're laughing. I know you are. Okay, my friend. You know what? I've been nice enough to you, and we had great conversations. I thought we could be friends. Maybe one time you will wake up about what really is going on. Okay. Until then,
but
so you're not.
I have a question, Chris. Aw, I was gonna tell him I loved him again. Oh my gosh. All right, Judy says, as a wife, I can tell you he is embarrassed, and I'd showed him up. An industrial nerd showed him. Yeah. I get it. Yeah, I get that. I think he was just kind of looking for an escape. Industrial nerd, totally. Industrial nerd. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so if you didn't know, CC went to a Flat Earth meetup several months ago. An industrial nerd sent chocolates to everyone's favorite Glober. I mean, seriously, CC's wife. He put her on video calling him an idiot. What are you doing, CC? You brought her into it, CC. Oh, jeez. So yeah, all right. So while he was at the meetup, she received chocolates from CC. Not from CC, from Industrial Nerd. And yes, I suppose you're like, huh? Yeah. Yeah, Judy, I don't think CC's wife would. It'd be funny if she saw the cosplay. It was, yeah. I mean, You make a point there, Globe Turd Society. Does he think I'm an NCP? Probably not. Probably not. So, all right, all right, let me, oh my goodness. Cretan Ball says that CC sounds like a teenager drunk for the first time. You guys ever wonder how spacesuits work, man? Like for real, man, suits in space, man. Yeah, it does sound like he did sound like a teenager first time. Bowdog says for $4.99, great pics of Dragon docking with ISS this weekend, including Curved Earth. Flurfs will say no, but still cool. All hail Lake Titicaca and the Titicaca frog. You mean the scrotum frog? And I love that some people have gotten photographs through telescopes of the ISS with things docked to it and without things docked to it. So you can't, if you're like, it's all fake, but you can take a photograph of it, right? They send a video of the docking, and you can see then a video through different cameras around the space station of the thing docking. And then from the ground, looking through a telescope, you get a photograph of it, and you see there's where it's docked. And then they're like, few days later, they're like, oh, it undocked and it's gone. And you get another photograph of it later, and you're like, there it is, it's gone. So it's not trusting them. You're confirming what they said. They said this happened. They said this happened. That's how you confirm things, flat earthers. If you think that it's not real, go do the confirmation yourself. Don't just nuh-uh yourself out of that. It doesn't work. The problem, I will say the problem often is that those cameras, the cameras that they put on the outsides of things tend to be GoPros. So the curve sometimes is exaggerated. So that's one of the problems with it. You need, sometimes there's straight things in it, like the solar panels. Like if you see the edge of the solar panel, and if the solar panel is straight, then it's not a GoPro lens. Ableist says, tell CC to go and look at the hurricane from the ISS. Ooh, that's a good one. Or goes west and goes east. I guess the east one would be the one to look at. So they actually, the recent Falcon Heavy that they sent up was a new one of them. So, all right, let's look at this here. There's the, let's look at kind of a larger image. There you go. Oh no. There it is. There's confirmation, right? You can see that. Oh, look, there's Minneapolis. Here's an animated GIF of it. Look at that. How amazing is that? How was that done? And where's your evidence for all of the things you claim? Right? They'll make claims about how it's done, but won't provide any evidence for how it's done. It's pretty cool. Like, what are you gonna do? The only thing they can do. The only thing they can do is just deny. So these animations, yeah, you can do a loop of 240. There you go. It's downloading them all, and it'll start. There you go. And of course, there's an overlay, right? Oh, that's so cool. You can see the shadows a little bit. It kind of gives a little bit of a. That's. Yep. So flatties. Sorry, you lost. I mean, you had all this time, Flatties. You know, you could have had something. You could have gone out and mapped things. You know, that's not it. Dare Frost, have you ever seen those state lines in person on the ground? Nope. I've not. All right. Get that out of there so I don't see it. So, all right. There is Ableiss's thing, and we got Capable Glober says for $10. Says with hurricane season, plenty of satellite goes images of those clouds. Will Flat Earth deny those this weekend? Pull up Gemini X real space with Earth and okay. Gemini X real space. Let's see what that is. It's a model. It's like a plastic model thing. There you go. There it is. $25, a 1/72nd scale of Gemini and a Gina. There's a 1/72nd Space Shuttle main engines model. That's kind of cool. Little models like this. Soyuz, a lot of Russian ones. There's Apollo. There you go, 1/48th scale of Apollo. That's pretty cool. Shenzhou. There you go. Well, if anybody's wondering, here's the link to that. Very cool. We've got then, let me move on to this one. We've got Delco says, what happened to Tribune? What indeed happened to Troubling Tribune? So, hold on. What, let's see. There we go. Troubling Tribune is Skylar Moody, and he said that in some of his videos now. So he's had some issues, and he's gone off to apparently, I haven't checked in the last week or so. He's been trying to not be in jail, but and so there's some spelling errors. I think it's Skylar with an E. Need to fix that. Anyway, Skylar claims that he's innocent, and there have been people that have done some like GoFundMe's and stuff. But I mean, I'll let you read this. I'm not going to read it out loud. I'll just let you read it. I will put in the link there. There you go. There you go. Read this right here. So this is he had been accused of forcing himself on someone. This was then in the police report. The link is right there to the police report where he said this right here. And now later he's like, no, I didn't do anything. Well, then why would you say that when you're asked about it? So draw your own conclusion, but I have certainly drawn mine. Yeah, because I mean, that right there. How could you say you didn't do what you're accused of if you said that? So if you look at the timing of this, his girlfriend, wife, I'm not sure they're married. I believe at the time was pregnant when he did this. So there you go. That's what happened. That's what happened. Um, so feel free to read that at your leisure. Thank you to I won't say who at this time, but somebody helped me with a little bit of research on that, and so I had seen some people saying, "Oh, poor Tribune, poor Skylar, he's been framed." Like, I don't think so. Did I include? Oh yeah, right. And then just to really, there's this, that, seriously, there's that. I'll just let you. I mean, it's on there. It's on the webpage too. Case 2015 DR0032 whatever. It's from 2015. It's 8 years ago. 8 years ago. There you go. Lovely guy. Lovely guy. Anyway, Dana Chappie says, thank you for what you do. I love people explaining concepts in these ways. It helps me understand different topics in more depth. I love hearing why flat earthers, young earth creationists, etc. aren't scientifically sound. Yeah. I don't deal with young earth creationism much. I'm not a young earther. But like, I like Danny Faulkner and I, we talk often. I like him, but I'm like, Danny, stop it. Whatever. Are we adding flurfs to the record books on mctune.net? So then, yeah. I mean, when I don't know, when somebody's like, oh, let's do a GoFundMe to help somebody that was framed for, and he's such a good guy, I'm just not gonna stand there like on the sidelines and say, oh yeah, you guys, like, it's a flat earther scamming flat earthers, what I think it is, my opinion, and I will defend the flat earthers getting scammed from the flat earther doing the scamming. So PJCnet, yes, I am, and I don't think the earth is young. That's actually a thing, PJCnet. Mark and Karen are live. I'm still a sub. I saw my first chat come up with the TV when I typed it on my phone. So do we want to go in there? The problem is that the call-in portion is just so far into it. So Tara says most Christians are not young earthers. Young earth is a fringe group. I've not seen numbers. I don't know statistics on it. And of course, Christian is a very broad term. Typically includes, Catholics and Lutherans and Protestants and evangelicals and some groups that are, some Christians say are not under the umbrella, claim that they're under the umbrella. So what number is, where is it 50%? I don't know. But in my experience, I would say that it's, I'd agree with that. How about that, Tara? I would agree with that, but I don't have any numbers. So yeah, so we could, all right, let's do this. Everybody just go into Mark Sargent, or it's actually it's not Mark's, because he's not technically good enough to do a live stream. I think, I don't know if he's ever done a live stream, but what's the name of her channel? Something about the veil, through the veil. I don't think that's through the veil. Somebody's got to know. I mean, if you just, it's Karen B, but her channel was deleted. Unveiling this realm. All right, there it is. Go. There's the thing. Go subscribe with whatever account you're gonna use, knowing that it will be banned because they can't not ban. So all right, let me go here. There we go. All right. Subscribed. So there you go. They're doing it. Stephen Carpenter is back. I don't know. Professor Phil Bell says, why are many Christians anti-Catholic, particularly the flat earth ones? That's a great question. I'll give you a short answer. That the medium answer is a 12-year long explanation, and the long one is anyway. Martin Luther was kicked out of the Catholic Church. He was a priest. He protested against the Catholic Church. They kicked him out. He created his own group. Then they were protesters or Protestants. So that became a little bit of a thing, and so part of Martin Luther's deal was that things like the Bible should be something that anybody can have, and the Catholics didn't want that. The only version of the Bible that the Catholics wanted around generally was the Vulgate, which was the Latin version. Funny enough, Vulgate means for the common man. The Catholic Church didn't want it for the common man. So that kind of had a little bit of a thing. And then more you get farther along in these stuff where Protestants generally don't think that Mary was holy. Some Catholics say that Mary, not only was Jesus immaculately conceived, but also Mary was immaculately conceived. They pray to saints. They have statues, which a lot of Protestants say that statue is a form of worship that's not allowed. They have this idea of purgatory, which isn't something that Protestants accept. So there's a bunch of that disagreement. Also, the Catholic Church has a pope, the one leader. They think that at times the things that he says are infallible. Others say, of course, he's human, he can't be. So, I don't know. How's that? I'm sure I got a lot wrong. I apologize for the things I got wrong. Magus123 is, wait, hold. So, anyway, that's my understanding. Okay. Oh, here we go. Tara comes back and says in 2009, Gallup did a survey on it. It was approximately 18% of people belonging to many different denominations that believed in YEC. All right. Awesome. Well, with only your claim, I'll say that sounds appropriate. I would say you will find, I think I'm pretty safe in this, certain denominations are significantly higher. The fundamentalist denominations absolutely are going to be young earthers in larger numbers. So there you go. All right. So, all right. So what happened is on what Mark Sargent 2 weeks ago was episode 420. They was requested to be Stephen Carpenter. He's a musician, and so he's back tonight. So I don't know if they're going to do a call-in. That's the thing. If they're not going to do a call-in, then there's no, then we don't want to do it tonight. So, oh my gosh, I have it up. All right. Where was I? I had a couple more things here. Mark Beiser says, I'm an ordained minister of the Church of the Subgenus and hold a Doctor of Forbidden Science degree. All right. So, what happened to Tribune? That was a long what happened to Tribune answer. Delcos. Glober for Life asked the question about the math. Oh yeah, and I didn't give you the math. If you go to Walter Bison's page, he goes over the math. It's all derived on that page. So you can verify all of it is correct to your understanding. Pat in the chat says, CC, message CC, stop sending my wife stuff. Translation, stop showing me up. Industrial Nerd says, OMG. String News 1 for $2 says, venturing out of the echo chamber is scary. Yes, CC. And yeah, I mean, I totally see that as it was a total cop-out. Totally. He was just wanted a reason to not talk to me. Kiwi Burb says, can we send CC a pizza to make up for the chocolates? At least it's flat. Pat in the chat says, I think Kiwi Burb is onto something. It should be a Gleason map pizza. So there's a guy, so the lady that's doing the Flatlanders documentary, Shelley Lewis, little wacky. Her fiance or boyfriend or husband, I don't know. I think they're just engaged at this point. Is Ryan Walker. He owns a pizza place called Flat Earth Pizza, and I messaged him, and he doesn't message back very often. He's sometimes angry, sometimes not. Maybe bipolar. I don't know. And I'm like, dude, you got to make a Gleason map pizza. I will pay for part of it. I want to commit to being part of it, but I don't think he wants to make one, because then it's just, I mean, of course everybody's gonna love it. So maybe somebody, here's the thing. I have, there's a whole bunch of these food challenge places that do pizza. They're like, here's a pizza that's this size. If 4 people can eat it in an hour, it's free. And if it's not, then you pay $7,000 for it. That would be kind of funny to have a Gleason map pizza from one of those that's rather large, bigger than a 14-inch pizza. A 30-inch pizza would be great. Anyway, so there's an idea if somebody wants to get a picture of that, because Ryan Walker was not interested. And funny enough, Ryan Walker has on the wall of his Flat Earth Pizza place has this exact map. This one. But he's like, oh, that's not the right map. What do you mean? What's the right map? Planes get where they're going. What map do they use? It's not this one. Is there pineapple on the Flat Earth Pizza? Yes, right in Minnesota. Just put one piece of pineapple right in Minnesota. Lord Illuminous Pooh says, my second or third cousin was on Apollo 9. Very cool. Dana Chappie. Okay, that was the one I already addressed. Thank you for that one, Dana Chappie. Industrial Nurse says, I wonder why CC never mentioned the flowers. That was funny. All right, I'm gonna Industrial Nerd, check your Discord. He was so mad. Like, you breached. What did I breach? You put a video of her. She didn't. Did she say that she wanted to be on your channel? Did she say go ahead? I don't. Maybe she did. I mean, based on what she said to you, she might say okay. PG Tony says, My academic specialty covers paleo sea level records. There was no global flood, a la the Noah story. The flat Earth is not the Earth is not 6,000 years old. Danny Faulkner is free to debate me on this. He is just wrong. I agree. The only thing that I don't know much detail on this, but could it have been I've seen talk of some sort of a natural bridge that washed out and it was just like a regional area, because how would the writer know it was global or it covered the entire Earth? The entire Earth is everything they see. That's the entire Earth to that kind of person. So anyway, and just because it was in Gilgamesh doesn't mean it was over the entire Earth. Greenball says, I don't have the YEC numbers handy, but I've looked at them before. It's largely, not exclusively, an American phenomenon that comes from Seventh-day Adventists. It's not popular at all on Lake Titicaca. Yeah, so Seventh-day Adventists don't eat pork. Right? They're not Jewish, but they don't eat pork because that's one of the Old Testament things that they have chosen to enforce. They, to my knowledge, don't wear or don't have a prohibition against wearing clothing with multiple fabrics in them, which also is a prohibition in the Old Testament. So it's like this pick or choose thing. Hold on a second. I gotta get this up here. All right, gotta hide. All right, Hillside's gonna, yeah, everybody wave bye to Hillside because he's gonna be out of here in a second. Oh, poor Hillside. Can you imagine being that scared that he would like say he's gonna be here and then not be here, right? All right, there he is, Mr. Industrial Nerd himself. How you doing? I cannot hear you at all. Hold on. I need to fix. Well, I can hear you, but they can't. So just a second. I gotta. Where'd it go? It's not there. Select a speaker. It's not going for some reason. But you can hear me, right? Okay, I gotta fix my loopback. Loopback is saying there's that. Okay. For some reason, 2 OBS is not in there. But it should be. Sources. Zoom. There it is. All right, say something.
Something.
There it is. All right, people can hear you now.
Nice.
So,
oh my god. 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 So I go to the bathroom, and as soon as I'm coming back, right, like I hear the end of the conversation, then I have to go back. What did I miss? That was great. Oh my god. Oh my god. And look, I grew all my hair back now after I shaved.
Oh my gosh.
Like, oh my god, dude, that was epic. Oh my gosh. Wow.
It's all you, man. He was going to talk to me if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, it's all my fault, dude. It's all my fault. But we had to find out where he lived, and that was kind of like the whole preface on that. Like, okay, confirmation that his wife got things. We know where he lives now. Cool. Now we're good for
I mean,
you know.
To be fair, we probably could have done a couple different ways.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this was more fun. It's like, sure, I'll get her flowers and chocolate. but yeah.
All right, you were too loud. I had to turn you down a little.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, you keep talking. I'll just adjust you. I got.
Yes. I have, my mic situation where sometimes I have it here and sometimes I have it here and whatnot. Just articulating microphone, but But yeah, that was great. He sounded grumpy, and I was a little bit sad, but then I laughed internally at the same time. But yes, that was good. That was good.
I had to crack a new tab. Oh my gosh. So, oh yeah. Now you're Hillside. They're like, oh, that's your Hillside. So do you
Hillside? Wait,
right.
what is that? I missed.
So,
I missed that reference.
Hillside is the flurf that was supposed to be here tonight.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yes. Oh yes, and you changed his name off of your screen. I'm no longer Hillside. I'm nothing now, Toon. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
I'll change it. I'll change it to the correct. There we go. There it is. Get it centered. There you go. There. And you know what? I can put it right there, right above you. And
Oh look, I see it. I see it.
I can put it there.
Ooh. Now, I think we should change that to Cece's wife's mistress. Is that correct? The correct
Mistress.
form of no, but the
Mister?
male version of
Mister?
Mister. Yes. But you know what I'm saying. But yes, I was never too good grammatically with mistress and Mister, because Mister is just MR. Either way, or industrial, whichever's easiest for you, Tim.
All right, so we need to go over and look at the chat for the guy that guy, the guy I'm thinking of.
Oh, what's his face? The one with
Yes. What's
yes,
his face?
Yes.
What's his face? Mark Sargent. So are they banning people in there? So all right, I'll pull it up. I'll get it going so that we can see what people are saying in there. Because to be so aggressive and I need to make a video on it, to be so aggressive on blocking people just because you don't like them. I mean,
I remember the last one that was very like boom, you're gone, because you say truthful thing. That was odd. And
can't find I can't find it in my list here. All right.
And Karen has that like evil look. Like I don't know what it is, but it's got like the long nose and like the eyes with all the eyeshadow, and I don't know. She just looks like evil and scary simultaneously.
Definitely has a look.
A look.
Right. Why is she like that? Why is she so angry all the time?
Well, Toon.
Well, yeah, there's reasons. We know.
I think she needs some flowers and chocolate, to be honest with you.
Dude, now I gotta say, you don't want to. You probably don't want to get her husband mad, because
yeah. I don't want to step on there. I don't want to, cheat on my what's her face?
Your boo.
My boo, yes, my boo. My boo, I got flowers and chocolate for. I don't want to disturb her.
Oh my gosh. All right, I got it up. We're looking at it there. All right, what are they saying there? All right, people, if you send a comment, it will show up here. So let's see, what do we have any? Is there anything we want to hear from them? Let's see.
Look, I'll sit and tell you. I'll certain. Excuse me.
You all right?
Well, the guy top
Devin
middle
has
is
not
apparently
caught sucking.
dying.
Yeah, he's not doing well.
Yeah, I got suddenly swallowed something down the wrong pipe.
Right.
I just was going to say that, in my year, I started been
Oh, he's
18 years I've been golfing now. I started when I was 30.
he's from Deftones. He's an actual musician. He's a flurf.
What?
I mean, musicians aren't musicians because they're smart. Right? Not to say that there aren't smart musicians, but
Ouch.
it's not like they're the ones that we go to for smartness.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
Before I
What do they
understood
usually
golf
talk
was,
about on here?
you know,
Just like
truly about.
nonsense, or
Yeah,
like mostly
nothing.
flat Earth nonsense, or just like
So-
other
So
conspiratorial?
the one like a month ago that we watched through, we suffered through, like it was all this just. He had an hour that Mark Sargent has picked of news stuff that he wanted to
Yeah.
go through. That was just dumb. It was just fluff. Like, oh yeah, I have live chat. I want to see all of the chats. So, all right. They're talking golf.
Because that's one of the great
can you
things about
consider
golf.
golf
is
a
golf
sport?
actually,
No.
reveals your character. And
Nice.
I learned a lot about that. I was like, that's not the way I see myself. You know what I mean? And
All right, you're not hearing when I send the audio. You don't hear it.
I hear it because I have it playing lightly in the background.
Okay, all right. I can do better. I have
Ooh.
look back. I have the power to zoom. I can add right there. So people have asked me. All right, you should be able to hear it now. Hold on, I'll test it. Oh, now I don't hear it. Now nobody hears it. Oh, that didn't work. I screwed it up. How did I screw that up? I think I know. 2 OBS needs that. I need to add it to everything, or it goes to the pass-through instead.
Oh, that darn
So-
pass through! I
I
tell
know.
you.
All right, here we go.
it's the Kevin Costner one.
Now.
Tin cup.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Tin cup.
okay.
What's
hold
that?
on.
Tin cup.
Tin cup, yeah, the tin cup. You know what I mean?
Right.
The one story about man, how could I forget his name right now? OG player from the very beginning.
Oh my gosh.
All these acronyms.
OG. That would be
NPC, OG,
OG is original gangster. That would
Okay.
be a guy that's somebody that's from the past that's earned his time by being in the
The-
group for a long
Oh,
for
being
many
an
years.
original.
Yes,
Yeah.
OG.
Okay.
We Jerry one is we Jaredism. Like I say, says I'm a musician, study at college, qualifications with merits. Believe me, musicians are a mixed bag of IQs with and neuroses. Yeah.
Interesting.
So they have the call in live scroller going on the screen, right? But this isn't a call in show. This is them talking with this guy.
Well, Toon, why would you update like your screen for like what you're doing?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, why would you do such a thing like that?
So what? Support. We'll be right back. So that's the thing. What are
Look, a
they?
number for communications.
What are they doing? What are they doing right now?
Toon, they're calibrating things. They're calibrating things. And going to the bathroom, probably.
It's been a whole hour. Oh my gosh. And then
Oh,
all right.
look, commercials.
All right, we'll get that off of there. Yeah.
Wow, and those are harsh those are inappropriate commercials
Yeah.
for
All right. Well, I don't. What do we want to do? Do we want to do anything with Mark Sargent? I mean, we definitely want to keep constantly. And if you look at his videos, the whole thing is just people asking, "I thought you were gonna quit. I thought you were gonna quit. How come you didn't quit?"
Yeah,
And
just give us the update because I haven't been following too much because of busy life things. You know, kids going to college and trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for it, and then them actually going to college and things like that. So I haven't been like around as much as I'd like to. So please update me at least on the Mark Sargent situation of Sargentness.
well, I assume that you've heard you know the backstory, but I'll repeat it quickly. He said, if you think you see curve from an airplane, take a picture of it, put it on your screen, put a straight edge up next to it, and I'll quit flat Earth. Several times he said, I'll quit flat Earth tomorrow. Other times he said, I'll quit flat Earth. He didn't always qualify it. I found 38 times he said that. I did a video of just him saying that 38 times.
Yes. I remember seeing that video. Yes.
I sent him 4 pictures of the horizon curved with a straight edge next to it. He did not even look at the video I sent. I know that because it's an unlisted video, and I and Mark and I are the only 2 people on the globe that have the link to it.
On the globe?
Yes.
Which one? The Earthen globe, or the Martian globe, or the lunar globe, June, or
So he hasn't even looked at it, but what he did reply back with was 2 things. He sent back 2 things to me and then to several other people. He sent back a video of a GoPro camera on a balloon, but just a very short section of the video where the horizon is a little bit below the center of frame, and so you can see the edges curving up a little bit.
okay.
And sometimes not, and sometimes curving up and sometimes not. But I have the longer video. I know what it's the little piggy cam.
Yeah.
And it's a GoPro camera. So
Mm-hmm.
then he also said, which of course, like, well, that's not evidence for anything because you didn't say you would send back a video of a GoPro.
Yeah.
That's not what you said.
Okay.
You said you'd quit flat Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he also sent a video of Neil deGrasse Tyson responding to the Red Bull jump. And of course, in my response video, I included Felix Baumgartner, who jumped from the Red Bull jump.
Yeah, the guy, yes.
The guy who was there. And saying he saw the curve of the Earth when he stepped out of the cupola, whatever, the door. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, who was not there, did not provide any analysis saying something about it versus Felix, who was there. And then I also included one from a guy who did a similar jump a couple years later, said the same thing. Alan somebody.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, those are the only 2 things. Mark has not quit Flat Earth as he said he would at least 38 times.
Liar. What a liar. Oh. So dude, question for you. What do you call the thing that grows from a tree, underneath the ground?
Root?
Yes. That's correct. I think it was last Tuesday. You were taking the squared root and the cubed root of numbers for Pythagoras theorem with what's his face, and I was literally laughing the whole time
because I say it differently than you.
You say root and not root. You say root.
A square root. That's what I say. Square root.
Yes, right there. The whole last week, I was literally like on the floor the whole time, and I'm like, I can't do this. So I just stared at the chat, and I got the general idea with having the stream on mute, and it was fun.
Like I'm gonna have some root beer.
That was great.
And-
That was great.
All right, they're back.
Ooh.
Can it be useful? Let's listen.
Number 2 of all time, just in terms of tomato meter. I've never seen that poster ever in my life. It's like, what are you talking about? Everybody knows the posters, it's that collage of all the stars because the cast was so amazing. Chevy Chase, Rodney Dangerfield, Bill Murray, Ted Knight, directed by Harold Ramis, which was
Caddyshack.
just amazing. The ones I did watch on here though was I did not see Swing Away.
Oh my gosh. What? Why? What are they? When is the call in? All right.
So I'm gonna try and approach the chat as like a
right.
almost supporter, so I can
see.
maybe like, hey everybody, oh yes, go conspiracies and things kind of.
I got David Brock said emailed me, said that he's a surveyor and professor, and he said he watches Mark's show a lot, and there's actually she's culling all the chats. Did you get blocked? No, not yet. What was that? Oh, he said there's some backstory, and so if you call in, they can like here, right? If somebody called in, I could figure out if they were a Glober or not pretty quickly.
Yeah.
If they're actually a fan or not. So
Yeah.
So he said, what is this?
Ooh, basketball
Why are we looking at
from the 80s.
Pictures right now. This is Mark playing basketball. Look at you.
Yeah, back in that first one, by the way, with me, waiting for somebody to lob something over, that was 1984.
Oh my gosh. Don't care.
Oh.
Don't, just
But look at his butt tune. I mean, come on. I mean, he does have a
hey,
but he is a human.
It's most people do have them. It's standard equipment. Oh my gosh. All right. Mr. E-Man, I gotta read this. Mr. E-Man said, "Oh wait, I forgot that I never missed the measurements of flatness that have ever been presented. So saying that I have missed them again makes no sense. I still need to check for any measurements or evidence." Yep. When you ask them, when I ask them, do you have measurements of flatness? What do? They always go, well, if Earth is a globe, hold on a second. I didn't ask you, right? Why would you answer the question measurements of flatness by talking about some other topic?
Anti-globe, yes. It's always
Right.
anti-globe and not pro-flatness.
It's like they're not even flat earthers. It's like they're just globers that just want to talk about the globe all the time.
Yep.
Right? That's the only thing they want to do is all I ever do is talk about the globe. Like, I think you're just a glober. That's all you want to do is talk about the globe.
You're obsessed with this globe
You
thing.
just can't stop
God.
talking about the globe. I want you to tell me all about the flat earth. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, okay. If the globe, wait a second. I always go back to the globe. I got it. You are a glober. Got it. Got it. All right. Stringer News 1 says, before jet travel, the world was mighty regional. It was. Imagine, you go back like 2,000. Go back 2,000 years, and how far was far? If somebody had been, say you lived in France 1,000 years ago, right? Somebody who had been a long way away was not common. Not everybody knew somebody that had been to a faraway place like Turkey from France. Right?
Yeah.
Right. That was a big deal. Hey, did you know Andre?
Andre?
Andre.
Andre Roots?
He's been to Turkey. I don't know how the French say turkey. And like, oh no, I didn't know that. That's amazing. I gotta go talk to him. Well, he died of dysentery the other week, so it's gonna be a problem.
But he did that while trying to cross the river on the Oregon Trail.
Yes.
That's when he died of dysentery. Even though that predates the 2,000 years ago. But yes, I like it. I like it too. Keep going. Come on, story time.
So to think that, oh, how do you know what it's like somewhere else is a big deal, because they couldn't even, you didn't know anybody, and there was communication around, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, hey, I want to know somebody that's in, Butlikistan. You're not going to be able to find somebody in Butlikistan very easily. You might need to go to Butlikistan to find that person.
Well, you might need to go to the country Butlikistan is in to find a Butlikistan.
Yeah, well, Butlikistan is a country. It's next to Armpitistan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. The modified Gleason's anatomy map. Yes,
Yes.
I like that. I like that.
Anyway,
as long as I know where my
so
football
good. And of course, there's no Google Translate to translate from French to Butlikistanian. So good luck communicating with that person. But nowadays you can't. Anyway, so my point is, when you're like, when they're talking about the sun setting, they could think that the sun goes underneath, right, and then comes out the other side, because they didn't know that daytime for them was nighttime for somebody else, and the other way around.
Yeah.
And Daryl Frost rightly says channel is full of 5-year-olds. Well, not rightly. 13, please.
Yes, 13 and a half. I grew my beard back. I'm a half year older now since then.
All right, let's see. I want to see if they have anything else.
When he had his accident, and then we lost him a few years after that.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
But yeah,
Kind of a downer. All right, so they are taking calls. All right. When Pat in the chat, someone just posted, when a golf ball is too far away to see with the naked eye, we can see with binoculars. How come the same is not true of the sun? And they were banned.
Oh. Great.
That's
All
right. So, I mean, what do you say? You say, flat earthers censor the truth by banning us, right? Something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to kind of like meld in with something believable, but also not to discredit yourself, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's call in like, oh, hey, love this flat earth stuff, guys. I mean, come on, everybody knows I'm I mean, come on, Tune, I tried to po you months ago, and you were like, yeah, no, you ain't getting me. And I was like, damn it, I tried. But it's hard. Poing is hard, people.
Q Lexia says, love the giant flat earth sign, and they never talk about flat earth. Yeah, they never do. Where's the evidence for it? You don't have it.
It's all anti-globe evidence, which is not evidence. That's just misunderstandings. But
yeah, and I was thinking about it today. It's so much of it is just doing their observations at times when confounding variables are the most extreme, and then claiming that the confounding variables don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it's their favorite thing is, lasers across water. at the time when refraction is the highest, and they say there's none at all.
True.
All right.
True.
No. I'm into fitness, but that came later in life.
All right, so this
and,
is a caller.
No, I really kind of sucked. I played soccer as a little kid. That didn't work
All right.
out that great.
Who wants to call in?
Yeah, so Mark, you played basketball, and Stefan, what did you play anything when you were younger? And Karen?
I used to bowl a lot when I was a teenager.
gosh.
I used to play
Oh, yeah.
basketball with my friends. We played soccer, out at the, at the school, but it was never an official thing. Like I was never on a team.
All right, here you got Black Swan 1 foot viewing 8 miles flat is greater than curved Chicago skyline from Lake Michigan minus flat greater than curved cold frozen lake laser test flat curved hot day mirror test. Yeah, all of those things ignore confounding variables. There, Mr. J.P. Caruth. So, all right.
Watch some of these younger guys, and I just.
But I mean, they'll boot me right away. But I'll do it.
Come on, dude, you got to get one of those like voice changers like on your computer to make it sound like you're somebody else, like CC maybe, and have like, hey guys, CC from New York, Westchester County. Just wanted to say,
All right. All right, here I'm calling. See what
Welcome to the conference center.
25, out of the top of that thing. I mean, they're literally 4 stories in the air.
All
If
right.
you miss, you just fell off a 4-story building.
So there's a difference
that's-
between
and
what
it's-
I'm hearing and
And
what
what's most amazing
they're
is
playing.
dudes crash and then they get up. You're just like, how did that just happen?
I know that's what I just can't wrap my
It's
head
crazy.
around. How much
So,
abuse? Yeah.
a
Their
voice
young bodies
modulator
could
won't
take.
do it
Wow.
because I mean I'm just gonna say
So,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just gonna
so.
say what I say. I'm gonna say Mark.
Stefan,
You
I've
should
been, I've
quit
been
Flat
wondering
Earth.
about this for a while. And I'm sure you
come
get
on,
this
dude,
question
you got
a
to be
lot,
in
but
like,
what,
oh, Mark, I
any
saw the
comments
basketball
on,
pictures. Your butt's
in your
so
formative
cute.
years, like what,
Oh, and
what
by
type
the
of
way, you got to
music
flip
did
Flat
you
Earth.
listen
You
to? What
but
kind
yeah,
of
so.
inspired you? And any bands that kind of stand out that maybe you were inspired from?
I've listened to all types of music. I've gravitated towards metal all my life. I've liked that, but I've
I
also
like
really
that.
gravitated to rap, hip hop, real groove oriented.
Gravitated. He
style
said
music.
gravitated. You heard that, right?
Did.
My most
Proof of
if I
gravity
had to,
right there on
cite
this
like
Flat Earth talk show. That's
my
probably
foundation of
an
inspiration, I would
infiltrator,
definitely
a
say
globe turd, a
Faith
globe
No
person
More,
who's calling in with this.
Anthrax,
Get
Depeche
gravitated.
Mode, and most of all the classic hip hop. Primus.
Wow, that
Really love
Yeah.
Primus.
I
Sup,
think I've
bro?
seen
that's
Primus
absolutely
live
an
more than
eclectic
any
mix.
other band. I used to
Really?
go.
They're
Yeah,
they're
man, because I lived in the Bay Area and that's where they're from, and they would play every New Year's. I would go to all their New Year's shows. I would go I've
She lived in
probably
the
seen
Bay
them play
Area.
probably like 20 times.
I've been to 2 of their New Year's shows, and they was amazing.
Yeah, the New Year's shows were off the hook. Those were so fun. One year they had all the antenna
Ashton
balls come
Richards.
down when they had the Pork Soda album, and the whole stadium would like dumped all these antenna balls. And I remember I had like all the antenna balls, and we all had them on our car for like months afterwards. It was just stupid fun stuff we used to do.
Just say
I mean,
Bonjour a
those
lot.
days.
You'll sound like Mallory. That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, but mostly, my general love has always been rooted in the metal. I've been a metalhead
Mhm.
forever, but I've never been solely a metalhead. I do enjoy all genres and styles of music. I may have mentioned last time on the last show that I really like this band called Sleep Token right now. I mean, I like a
Sleep
whole
Token.
bunch of bands, but this band Sleep Token,
Charlie
they're an
Welch.
English band, and just love the
Yes.
styles and the contrast that their music is.
She has a deeper voice than Arwen.
I don't know.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to check them out.
Hey,
Yeah. Thanks.
any-
Yeah, I'll let
any-
you guys get on. We'll do some, a couple shout outs. This is going to be a new Flat Earth friend who
Oh,
a
gosh.
friend introduced me to.
CC.
She's right here in New
CC's wife.
Mexico. And she is a big fan, and she became a solid flat earther after
Oh, that's
Flat
too
Earth
bad.
Blues.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And her
That's
name is
it.
Heidi in New Mexico.
That's
and
too
of course,
bad. Heidi,
Jan in Dallas.
Heidi,
And I
turn
saw
your
a
brain
rainbow
on. You
the
can
other day,
escape.
Jan,
It's
and
not
I was
too
thinking
late.
of you. And how could we not? It was just amazing. And thanks for all that rainbow talk a couple shows ago, Jan. And Mark, Karen, and Stefan, keep it flat. Talk to you soon.
I was bummed the last time I was on that Jan didn't call in. I was totally expecting to talk to Jan.
Jan, if you're out there, please call in this segment or next segment, please. I mean, sometimes she can, but
Industrial
but
nerds.
hopefully she will.
Rammstein is the ish.
And the other caller that I was hoping to have talked to was
God, I'm trying to blend
can't remember his
into,
name,
so I
the
don't
truck
seem like an
driver.
infiltrator.
Yeah.
Oh, Janet?
Dennis.
I love Dennis.
Oh God, you know what? He's
Dennis
probably
will be
listening right
in
now.
Vegas.
I will guarantee he's like dialing as we speak. It's like, oh, yeah. Ask him about something
All too
light,
happy to
like
oblige, I'm sure.
like Russian
you said,
theology.
what did you say? I
in the
miss Tony
1860s
Hawk?
in regards to.
Well, yeah, it was before
Orthodox
when they were talking about like
churches or something like that.
sports things,
Oh.
and I'm like, oh
You
yeah,
know,
Tony
something-
Hawk. I miss Tony
something
Hawk because that
like
was like an old school
They just
skating
see
thing,
the,
and they were
the
talking
most
about.
wildest things on the
OG.
road, especially all the drivers that
Yes.
are driving that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a single truck driver that drives that night that couldn't tell you some incredible, UFO story.
Sure, you bet. Possibly out of Irvine, California, 949. You know what? This name sounds familiar. This wouldn't happen to be a man named DJ, would it?
Wait, how did you know?
Oh, Tune! I was like, oh,
You
I
told me your
can't-
name and you gave me.
There's
super
no way
cool
I can be at the
coat,
top of
man.
the queue of their queue.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, you guys would die because I was like, okay, I've been on hold forever. I got to jump in the shower, so I just had to literally jump out because, of course, I had the 2 minutes that I had to rinse off sub. Sorry, you caught me off guard. Perfect timing, Mark.
Sorry. And you're right. You have been
What?
on hold
Oh
for
my gosh.
70 minutes. I'm sorry.
70
had to-
minutes.
70 minutes.
to the
Oh
grocery
my
I just
God.
got on.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
how
Holy
is everybody?
crap!
Don't worry, I have a towel
Who are
on,
you?
so I am fully clothed. Oh my God.
What are they doing?
So anyway, I'm super excited to talk to you guys since last time was so fun. How is everybody?
Oh my gosh.
Good. No complaints.
All good.
Haven't seen you in a little while since the LA meetup.
You know, it's funny not funny. It's kind of, I was going to Maui the day of the fires, and I've been in Hawaii for almost 3 weeks. I just got back 2 nights ago.
Oh, good.
So
Really?
I heard talking about a caller from Hawaii. My mom actually lives on Maui. She is okay. Her house is fine because she's in South Maui in Kihei, which is near Wailea. But
So,
Lahaina is about
if
45
you
minutes
want, if you
north
want,
of her on the west side.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
I
they
was
snipe
supposed to be
everybody
in
instantly. They
a little
can't-
bay called Napili Bay the day before the
cannot
fires, or
challenges.
the day of the fire, excuse me. And so, luckily, that just would have been completely
All right.
horrendous to try to even
Mr.
imagine.
PJ
But I know
Caruth
the
wants a
town so
debate.
well, and
Let's
it's just a
let's
really
see
sad
him
time. So I
run.
never made it to Maui.
All right.
I had my mom meet me on another island
PJ
because I was going to visit her.
Caruth,
So just crazy timing.
send me an email, mc2.net. I will send you right now.
Yeah. Wow.
Right
Yes,
now.
right now.
I did
A
get
link
to
here,
hear
come
from
on,
the locals
right
and
now.
stuff.
MC2 at mc2.net.
The locals are probably the only ones that give us a straight story as we move forward, because now that
Well, yeah, and
now that I know that
communications are still down on the island. Like, only a few people can get stuff out.
Yeah.
Because they have
Yeah.
Starlink.
yeah. Plus they also have John Pellet.
How does Starlink work?
That's
Right.
not a good
How
thing.
creepy is it to be trapped on an
Satelloons?
island with that
So
guy?
confused.
Gosh,
I know.
idiots.
I know. Eventually he will have to move, but he's not going anywhere anytime soon, because again, he's their guy. He's their man on the ground. So
Green flowers. Y'all notice how the new Mountain Dew flavor is called
So,
Maui
by the way,
Burst?
you called me a couple other times, but you were still on hold, right? A couple shows ago. I saw your name before.
I might have, and then I probably had to hang up.
Yeah, you're a bad person. Anyway, do you have any questions for?
I didn't
Kevin?
realize you could see, and I don't want to get your hopes up. Sorry, I couldn't.
Oh, no,
Sorry,
no,
I don't
no,
want to
no,
get your
no.
hopes up that
No,
the
for
earth is
a
flat or
guy that
anything, but
gave me the
Yeah.
jacket off his back because I was cold, and
How
and
is my
told
old
me that
jacket? How is it?
I I should.
Not a lot of guys tell me I'm adorable. I got to be honest.
I
sleeps with
should,
the jacket every night. I'm
for-
sure.
Karen,
All right.
Karen, that was between us.
All right, hold on. All right, I should, when I come on, be like, oh, I love the Mighty Mighty Deftones. Ska's my favorite. Oh my gosh.
Well, because half the time she doesn't think I'm serious, or I'm just laying it on too thick. But yes, Karen,
No,
your hair.
she did a great job. She looked so cute today in her eye makeup.
I disagree.
And
No.
how about those basketball pictures? Those were cool.
Oh God, you actually saw those? Yep.
I put him on
Well,
the screen. I showed him to everybody.
Duh.
Everybody saw him, Mark.
I thought DJ was just listening. I didn't know he was actually looking at the screen.
Are you blushing?
Well,
No.
I
He
got
meant to say
home next door, and then I turned on the TV, but
So, I mean, I like the Boss Tones, I like the Deftones, but inflating them like that is too good. Oh my god. Mr. JP Caruth, he's too scared to email me and wants me to drop the Zoom link into the chat. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Well,
gonna
then
put the-
everybody can come on.
Oh my
Like, does
gosh.
that make any sense?
No, it
Like,
doesn't.
that makes less sense than a flat Earth, almost. Almost.
All right.
forward to the conference, and you guys make me happy. So I love
So
just
the
listening to the
guy
show.
was
and
on
then
for
I'll have
70 minutes. on
connection
hold.
there. That's so
I've
cool.
just been on
and
hold
so
for
I
a
will
few
be there
minutes.
to come hang out
There's
and
no way.
enjoy everything, and I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to seeing you again. But I just so you know, I'm not bringing the jacket because I don't want anyone
Oh my gosh.
to swipe it from me or do one of those things like, oh, is that the jacket? Oh, can I have it? Can I have it? It's like, no,
Well,
you don't.
okay, well, it's not going to be the Sisterhood of the Traveling Jacket, I guess, Flat Earth Jacket, I guess not. But if you choose to do so, I will be fine with that.
Sisterhood of the Flat
You
Earth
could sign it
Jacket.
for a little message.
Okay.
But
Go ahead.
anyway. Well, I feel like I never get any Flat Earth questions in when I call you guys. So but if you can, it doesn't have to be right this second. But we talk about like why the moon appears to have craters. I just want to know what you've looked into, and just talk about
He'll
that.
have
'cause
no
I feel like
answer.
the moon is so fascinating, especially like the India moon
He'll have
landing, etc. So
nothing.
whenever, it doesn't have to be this episode, but it would be great to do some stuff on the moon, like
All right.
interesting stuff.
You know what? Give me some thought, and I'll actually bring it up as soon as we come back from the break. I got a quick answer for you. Okay.
No, you don't.
Okay, cool.
I
Well,
just
hey,
have to
great to talk to you.
research
Thanks
it
for taking
during
my
this
call. I'll
break.
see you guys
And,
October, and
The what?
peace out,
Why-
everybody. Love you.
Gosh, the
Right
break.
on.
See you, man.
Cheers.
Peace out.
You realize while we were talking, I was thinking of him, in the shower. Okay, we're going to go to our final break. When we come back, we will be talking to Karen, Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones. Peanut will be just frustrated and shaking his head at us most of the time. Karen, the final music.
Oh my gosh.
That-
They're just so. I would love to. Oh, should I do that? Should I start by, if I get on, like the slim chance that I get on, should I
Yeah.
start by saying I love the Mighty Mighty Deftones? Ska is my favorite.
Dude, you'd be like, all right, so Mark Karen, oh my God, big fan, long time listener, first time caller, guys. So
Oh, geez. I love this dark side. Phil says CC's my favorite flat earther. He won a prestigious award recently. I heard. Oh, that's great. That's great. And with Karen running outside to have a smoke, is she not manning the banhammer?
Ooh, good point. We could probably get some things in here before band if anybody
there's-
wants
yeah,
to.
Well, there's others though.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. Brian Stavely, he's not super banny, but it's that Zune something guy was He was just really.
Those mods. Ugh.
There's not a lot of
Mods.
mods. He doesn't have that. Zulu 1 was super
Oh.
aggressive on the banning last time, I think. So
Yeah. Speaking of Zulu, Toon, when are you having Sam on next?
gosh.
Has he figured out his
he doesn't-
relativity things?
Well, I know. But tomorrow, speaking of Zulu, tomorrow is Flatsoid.
Oh, on Tuesday +1.
Yes.
Because we index Tuesdays, right? So it's no
Yes.
longer Moon's Day or Thune's Day. It's
Yeah.
we index Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. What time? What time? 'Cause the 9 p.m. ones always get me like around bedtime. It's like, all right, should I kind of try to go to sleep so I don't feel like crap tomorrow, or should I have a good time with Toon at night?
3
So-
Central. 3 Central.
Oh, what time?
That's
on, I need to
4
do
4
math
Eastern.
here.
4 Eastern.
Oh, 4 Eastern. Okay, I might be home by then, so I'm hoping to catch that.
So while they're doing their break there, let me see if I have something to catch up with here. I'm sure I do. PSG Tony says there was a hypothesis the Black Sea flooded abruptly and inspired the flood story, but it is inconsistent with the geological data. There you go. That was talking about could there have been a regional flood like the Black Sea flooded. So he says nope. So Vikanuk says for 7 Canadian, so V Canuck maybe says you should really teach flurfs about the use of reducto ad absurdum. I constantly hear fallacy this and ad hoc that, but nothing about this. Yeah.
Wait, the important question on that one is how much is 7 Canadian?
It's like 12 cents, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, I
American?
was kind of
No, I
thinking
don't know.
that, but I didn't just wanted to kind of
don't know.
verify that.
No, that's the exchange rate. That there was like all of 14 seconds a while ago where the exchange rate actually favored Canada, but it's not that much less. It's, I don't know, maybe 90 cents American to a Canadian dollar. So all right,
I found some Deutschmarks in an old cabinet I had the other day. I was like, oh look, old German currency. I wonder how much this is worth.
I don't know. Yeah, they know we invaded. Yeah. So there it is. There it is. Zulu 1 knows that he's the ban hammer. And MC, and he calls me, they call me Micktoon. Don't seem to realize he's a flatty in disguise. I'm not why would you think I'm a flatty in disguise? I tear you idiots up all day long.
You rogue flatty, you.
Yeah. All right, let's see if.
So how exactly did all the strikes come in at that angle and hit that way, even though the Earth's gravity should have changed their course? And why don't we have a whole bunch of skid marks in different directions all over
this
that
is
thing?
the answer
Why
about
are
the
they?
moon.
It just looks like
And
somebody
why does the cratered side face the Earth? Did all the craters go through Earth?
Oh my
there
gosh.
you go. Yeah.
So dumb. They
Yeah,
didn't provide an explanation.
It's a conundrum. So,
There
but
you
I
go.
think it's just the moon was decorated that way. That's all.
It was
That's
decorated
it?
that way. Mark,
Lame.
that's so funny. No, can I answer?
Sure.
The craters look like electrical discharges. If you look up electrical discharging
No,
on
they don't.
dirt or sand or anything like that, it always makes
No, they
a perfectly round circle, and sometimes it'll have that little raised part in the center.
No, they don't.
I think the
Hans.
moon's a mineral, made of
I
minerals.
don't. I don't know
Bunch
you
of
guys'
idiots talking
perspective
about
and position
stuff
on the
they have
moon,
no
but
clue
for me,
about.
I'm all in with Vibes of Cosmos. I think they've absolutely nailed it. Like
Vibes
just
of
everything
Cosmos.
about that, no
Oh
matter
my
how
gosh, you're
crazy
so
it
dumb.
sounds, to me, makes the most sense. I mean, you can see the map right there.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
it's not.
I made
It's not.
videos about it.
There you
But
go.
do you know what
But
also
I
makes a
didn't say
lot
that
of
I agreed with
sense?
it. I didn't.
And Peanut's gonna throw
No,
in a fourth.
I've seen some of the ones you made. Yeah, no, I mean, and I definitely wanted to talk to you about that one of these days. I was like, man, how do you not see it?
Because
I
I
know.
tried to
That is a
redo it because I
conversation.
tried to build it and I couldn't. And
Oh,
because
God.
North
You
America.
two, okay.
No,
you
we're
two
just
get to
talking.
Yeah, I know, but we have like a wall of colors.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
get
yeah.
to argue about that
We're not arguing.
later.
Well, I don't want to argue about it.
Right here.
I just,
We're not
Right here.
you know,
arguing.
for me, yeah, no, for me, I mean, I can see right there on the picture in the background. You know, I mean, I could see North America, South America,
What picture in
Lemuria,
the background?
Australia,
Oh, on
Asia,
Mark's.
Europe. I could see, you
Oh my
know,
gosh.
Atlantis right there, and then everything else that we were never taught about.
Oh, hey,
Everybody wants to know where ET came from. It's that other side, all on the left.
I'm not going to discount it. I'm just saying that Karen said what was her word? The next person that brings up that moon map to me, I'm going to kick their ass. I don't even care if
I
it's
didn't
Stefan.
say that.
Oh, that
Pretty
sounds
sure
like
you
what
said it
Karen
just
would
like
say.
that. Anyway, we have a call. You know, we have Jan from Dallas. We got to pick up
Oh,
real
my
fast
gosh.
because this
Oh,
person.
I got it coming.
Yep, you do. Because Jan called in because somebody said, "Oh, somebody famous wants to talk to you." Notice how she doesn't call in when we're just me.
Jan
Fine.
from
Not for-
Dallas. Who's
214, Jan, are you with us?
Yes, I am. I was going to call in to say happy birthday to one of my very most favorite people in the whole world, Peanut. And then it turned into all this other stuff.
The Q. The ye old Q. For, all right, I gotta pause this. For Mark Sargent. So that's weird. We don't lose power often, but sometimes we do. Oh, and it's all blurry. So my camera rebooted. And there we go. Hold on. I gotta change it. There you go. And then change the focus. There you go. You can have that. How about that? All right. There you go. All right. So all right. Join my existing meeting. How do I join my existing meeting? All right. I don't know if anybody can even hear me. I've got to pull up all of my stuff here to see. All right. All right. Oh, people see that I'm back. Excellent. Was it an EMP? No, it was not an EMP. It was just a power outage. So it took a little bit of time for the network even to come up. So the computer was up before the network was. So can I join my existing meeting? Is that it? Is that the one with? All right, there is Industrial Nerd. I see him. Man,
Tune, they shut off your power because we were getting close to talking about the NASA moon base and the breakdance party we're having next month on yeah, so I think
we're getting too close to the truth.
That's the best Mark Sargent impression I've heard in a while.
All right. So all right. All right. I'll just address. I can't leave that. So they ask, what about the moon? And Mark doesn't talk about the explanation for the moon for flat Earth. He doesn't. All he talks about is the things about the moon that he doesn't understand. Okay, you're a dummy, Mark Sargent. All of these things that you don't understand about the moon, people do understand about the moon, but you're just too stupid. That's the problem, Mark. So why are there so many craters that are on the Earth side? Well, moon very far away from Earth. It's not like here's the Earth and here's the moon and it can't get things to hit it, right? They're far away. Things can come in. And so yes, can or Eric Burns, who was in the chat, said the far side has more crater hits than the near side. Okay, I don't know. I'll take your word on that, Eric.
Moon
but there are yeah, just because it's 280,000 miles, right? So just because the Earth is here doesn't mean that something way over there can't get hit by it. So how dumb is that? And then why are they all circular? They're not all circular. Number one, there are quite a few that are misshapen, not circular. But because it's not gouging, it's something hitting it and then an explosion happening. So that the angle that it comes in isn't as important because it's an explosion. So, there it is. And they don't understand that at a certain point the moon's gravity is larger than the Earth's. Yes, when you're closer to the moon than the Earth, there's a point where they it's bigger, and then the moon doesn't have an atmosphere. So there you go. All right, where is the Flurfkin in the chat here? Let's give him one chance because he wouldn't come in. So here's what I'm going to do though. If he does, Industrial Nerd, if he does,
ooh, okay,
you will be. I'll let you see yourself out. If he does,
okay,
I will enable the waiting room. So, Mr. Flurf, I don't know how you're going to identify yourself when you come into Zoom, but make sure you do identify yourself by your name, right? So you can modify your name in Zoom. There is the link to it. So you can come in at your leisure, and I don't mean at your leisure. I mean right now. Get your butt in gear, big talker.
Now, tough guy.
There it is. So, all right, let's man, a power outage changes everything.
Oh my gosh.
So it's Mr. PJ Caruth is the guy's name. So, all right, sack up there, PJ. I will be looking. Oh, I see JP. JP Caruth, PJ Caruth. I don't know. Let's see. Here he comes. He's on his way in. JP, who's JP? I see a JP.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Yeah, were you the one?
I believe so, man. I just wanted to make sure
right.
that nobody had any misconceptions that I was ever running from a globe or, debate when it comes to flat Earth.
All right.
But I mean, the biggest thing that I was trying to explain to the guys in the chat, and shout out to y'all, it's no bad blood on my side, is that the biggest thing that made me become a flat earther and what I kind of hold on to at this point that I don't believe there's no coming back from is the long range photography, the long range observations, the long range measurements showing that there's no Earth curve where it should be according to the radius value of 3595, I believe. If I'm not, I want 3595, I believe. Am I right?
6,371 kilometers.
Okay, I go for miles. I'm in Texas. Sorry about that.
I'm in Minnesota, but this is science. Science is metric. Right.
Right. I didn't say that yours was wrong. I just told you that I'd say it in miles. That's it.
Yep. So, but you mentioned measurements. What measurements are you speaking of?
So I guess the best thing that I would like to ask you is just to make sure I'm not, again, straw manning you guys. If I'm at a 1 foot observer height at sea level, looking out into the distance, and this could be, and you can tell me what the different refraction would do if it's on a hot day, a cold day, a midday, or whatever you believe would affect refraction, because I have it on all scales, I believe, at this point. So at 1 foot observer height, and you can go ahead and pick the conditions and all that good stuff, right? Let's just say on a clear day, how far should you be able to see at a 1 foot observer height, according to the globe model theory?
With wide open, unknown refraction, there is no limit because it is not difficult for the ray of light to bend at the same radius as the radius of the Earth.
So just to make sure, what you're saying is that refraction could actually make something appear in depth, like literally you could see the other side of the world
So I
because
have
of refraction.
what,
Just to make sure I'm not straw man.
but refraction won't be that consistent, of course. But I have here a NIST certified thermometer from Industrial Nerd. He shipped it to me, the guy that was just on. This is NIST certified, means that it meets certain requirements for precision and accuracy. All that it takes to curve light at the same radius as the radius of the Earth is 1 degree Celsius of change in temperature in 10 meters. I measured using this thermometer on a lake. Now I'm in Minnesota, so it was in March. It was a frozen lake. I measured 1.5 degrees Celsius in 2 meters, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. So that was significantly more than is needed to bend light at the same radius as the radius of the Earth. So when you're looking over water at 1 foot high, these are the conditions that are the most aggressive refractive conditions. So to say then, after choosing that as your observation place and
I don't
time,
want to cut you off. You've been going. Hey, I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off. You've been going for a while here to answer a simple question.
Okay.
Are you saying that there's just no possible way that you could give a maximum value of how far you could see at a 1 foot observer height looking over a lake, frozen, not frozen? Are you telling me there's no possible way you can give that answer?
Not without knowing the specific measurements of temperature, there's no way to say anything definitively.
Okay, so in Minnesota, you can take your most egregious temperature throughout the entire year, whatever temperature that is, right? And you can tell me the coldest, and you can tell me what range this goes through. I want to know the maximum value on a clear day in Minnesota. How far, standing over a lake at sea level, are you able to see?
There's no limit. If the temperature gradient is,
we're not going to get it.
is
I
as
promise
stated.
we're not going to get. If that's your answer, we're not going to get anywhere. I'm sorry, we're just not. We're not.
Yeah,
If you
and
can't
that
give
is
me a
and that is the heart of flat Earth, is taking the most refractive conditions and pretending there is none. That's how
I never
flat
said
earthers
there was
do.
none. I
Yeah,
never
that's how
said
flat
don't
Earth-
straw man me.
But have you
Don't
done the
straw man.
actual analysis?
I'm trying to get to a point with you, and you're not telling me that there's even a way that you can get to a maximum value of how far a 1 foot observer could see with different
Measure
refractive
the
indexes.
temperature
Cold,
gradient.
hot.
Measure the temperature gradient. That's how you do it. Measure it.
Okay, well, I tell you what, this is how I think I can break this down easier for you. At a temperature of 90 degrees, okay? And I'm in Texas, so if you use whatever measurement you use, just go ahead and convert it for me. But at 90 degrees, clear day, I don't care what you want to say that's in the air, whatever. Let me know how far a 1 foot observer could see with those conditions. Or do I need to put some more variables in there for you?
You need to know the temperature gradient. That's the change in temperature vertically.
Okay, go ahead and pick one for me. So go ahead, pick a good one. That's pretty average. Go ahead.
1 degree Celsius per 10 meters.
Okay, so what is that? Okay, so now do you need any more variables? Now that we got that, we got the temperature gradient. Do you need any other variables at this point to give me a maximum value of how far you can see a 1 foot observer height?
If that is the consistent temperature gradient, then yeah, there is no limit.
There's no limit to how far you can see if those are the variables, guys. That's what you're sticking with.
And I can back that with empirical evidence.
You can back
and
that.
That's the difference between what I can do and what you can do.
Okay, so just to make sure I'm understanding you, you're saying that you can back up with evidence that there's an infinite amount of distance you can see at a 1 foot observer height, giving those conditions. Yeah. There's an infinite, is what you're saying.
Yep, and I can back it up with evidence.
You can back up infinite with evidence. Good deal. Okay, good deal.
Now, can you provide any observations where the effects of refraction have been taken into account?
Absolutely. Do I have it right here on hand? I don't. I'll be completely honest.
Now,
I have
I'm
this.
familiar with all the ones that you listed. Which ones are you thinking of?
I mean, we can I have multiple. I can actually pull up some video right here or actual pictures right here. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna stop my video. I got you. But I tell you what, while I'm pulling that up, you can go ahead and start with the Chicago skyline, the Black Swan, any of the laser tests that, you know, flat earthers have did, seeing 8-10 miles in the distance over a frozen lake. Hot day, cold day, whichever one you want to do. Mirror tests.
None of them take into account refraction, so I none of them are what I was speaking of when I asked for taking into account
And see,
refraction.
I guess this is going to be the circular nature of this argument, because I'm actually asking you, can you give me a measurement, a maximum value?
I
and
did.
a
I already
1
did.
foot observer height?
Yeah, I already did.
You said it's infinite.
Yeah, I already did. Yeah, because you left it open. You specifically said any conditions, and so I said, "Yep, you bet. I can
conditions.
specify
I
the
actually
conditions."
simplified that for you to 90 degrees. You picked the actual index or whatever you did, which was cool with me. I don't care as long as it's realistic, and you still couldn't give a maximum value. So what do you?
I did give a maximum value. Yeah.
You said infinite. You said
Yes.
it's infinite.
Yeah, that's a big number, isn't it?
Hey man, your answer is infinite. I can't. That's hard to argue with.
Yeah,
And a 1 foot observer
especially
height, guys, you can see
since I have
distance.
Yeah, since I have
can
what
see
you
an
don't.
Infinite distance at
Yeah.
a 1 foot observer height on a 90-degree day.
And since I have what you don't have, empirical evidence supporting that claim.
I got you here. I think this would even help this argument out. Okay, how much have the Earth curved in a matter of 8 miles? Approximately. It doesn't have to be an exact. What's the maximum that the Earth has curved over a period of 8 miles?
The amount that it has curved in 8
Yes, sir.
miles.
You heard me correctly.
All right. That would be 0.12 degrees.
Perfect. So, are you telling me, again, we don't need to take that into consideration. You should be able to see an infinite distance of this Earth at a 1 foot observer height at a 90-degree day. I believe you said, what was the index you said or whatever?
1 degree Celsius per 10 meters.
Awesome. We gave you those conditions, and you said that the amount you can see is infinite, although you just said that the Earth should drop off at a rate. Not sure what you said, but you just confirmed that that's a reality of the globe model, correct?
Yeah, the physical curve in 8 miles is
you can see over the physical curve indefinitely, guys, no matter of anything.
Yeah, 0.12 degrees. Yep.
Hey man, your answer is infinite. That's not really what I was hoping I could get out of y'all, so we could really get some dialogue. So I don't know where else we could go with this conversation. To be honest,
well, here's where we can go. I specifically
your
asked
answer is
you
infinite
for measurements that took into account refraction. So that's what you need to do, right? What you want to do, ideally,
that's what me and you were doing.
Yeah, what you want to do is you want to find conditions where the effects of refraction are minimized, not maximized.
That's false.
False. You want to maximize the effects of refraction. Why would you want to
choosing the temperature?
But why would you want to maximize? Why would you want to maximize confounding variables? Why would you not want to minimize confounding variables?
I'll answer that question. Because logically, there should be a maximum amount of this Earth you should be able to see with given refractive conditions. And you're saying that with the given refractive conditions of 90 degrees of 1.5 whatever, that you can still see an infinite amount of this Earth. You can see an infinite amount, 300 miles away, 1,200 miles away, you name it. You should be able to see it at a 90-degree day with the 1.5 Celsius, whatever he said, index. That's what you just said. And you're standing on it, which is crazy.
Yep. And so why would you, it's very confusing that you are intentionally choosing that you would intentionally choose the most refractive. Let's do this instead.
I'm not choosing any of that. I'm letting you choose, and you're hanging yourself.
Excellent. Let's do this then. Let's not be at 1 foot above the water. Let's get away from the water so that we don't have the conditions that the water is messing with it, right?
Fine, we can.
So
I got you.
we're
We
going to
got
do it on
measurements
an
there, too.
overcast day, so you don't have this heating of the air just above the water, so we can reduce that change in temperature so that we don't have a drastic temperature gradient, right? So we'll do that. We'll do it on an overcast day. So I will tell you that over half a mile, you can measure a 2-inch drop in the curve of the earth over half a mile.
You have the evidence to support that right now here?
Of course I do.
Perfect.
Right.
So it's not so it's not infinity anymore. That's not the answer anymore.
Because in these
Infinity's not the
conditions,
answer anymore.
in these conditions, it's an overcast day, so the temperature gradient isn't dramatic like that.
Okay, so let me just
Right.
make this clear so we can go ahead and debunk this too. On a overcast day at a 1 foot observer height, how
No.
far could you see?
No, we're getting away
Wow.
from the water so that
Wow.
we don't have this messy refraction.
I'm not saying over the
condition.
water anymore. We can do it over Earth. That's fine. We can
Yeah.
do it over
Let's
Earth.
have it about 5 feet up. How about that? How's 5 feet up?
I think 1 foot would be easier. We can do both. Let's do
No,
both. Go ahead. Just to make, because I
Now,
want to answer out of
if
it.
you
I wanna
want
answer.
to go and do the measurements at 1 foot on an overcast day, then and specifically then do things to include refraction, go ahead. But when you're 1 foot above the water, you are still making the wrong choice of the location. You want to be above the water so that you don't have this dramatic temperature change. Right above the water is the most dramatic temperature change. So get 5 feet above the water.
If it's frozen, would you have that same effect?
Frozen is even worse.
Okay, so
a frozen
hot
lake is terrible. A hot day is rough because the temperature of the water and the temperature of the air are dramatically different. You want an overcast day where the air and the
Okay.
water are somewhat close in temperature, so you don't have this dramatic change. All right,
Okay,
I
so
have
hold on. Okay, but before we move off of that, just to make sure I understand, so I can get this answer, I'm going to write it down in my head. On an overcast day, looking over Earth, not the water, looking all over Earth.
over the water.
Let's
Because-
not do because we just went. Hey! Oh, let me tell you why we're not doing water. We're not doing water because all you're going to say is that this is where refractive index is the most. So I get you. Perfect. I'll even give you that. Perfect. So on an overcast day over Earth at a 1 foot observer height or even a 5 foot observer height, what is the maximum distance you can see on an overcast day with the exact conditions you just gave?
The maximum distance you can see?
The maximum distance you can see at the exact same height as you. So
how can you practically measure that? How can you practically test
you don't get how you can put a 5 foot something in the distance farther than what you just are telling me and see if you can actually see that in the distance? Is that difficult to do?
Yeah. It's not. It's possible. But I'm telling
Thank you.
All I can give you is the things that I have evidence for right now. And I'm speaking to the things that I have evidence for.
Wow. So you're still not going to give me an answer, even though I'm giving you the refractive, everything that you want in your report. You're still not going to give me an answer. 1 foot or 5 foot. You're not going to tell me the maximum distance.
What I will give you is the actual empirical measurements that I can reference right now. Because you can't reference anything where refraction has been taken into account, because you already told me that you can't. You didn't say the words, but I know that you can't show me anything where refraction has been taken into account. I know that you can't.
I got you, and I believe I can. Like I said, I don't have the one that just pops in my head right now. Hey, this one had that exact measurement right there. You're right about that. I'm 100% honest. Have no issue doing that. You're the one that cannot be honest at all and give a maximum of an overcast day with the exact type of conditions that you just stated.
Here's what I can give you.
What is the max? It can be approximate.
I can tell you. Listen, I can tell you the linear drop from a horizontal tangent. Perfect. Because that empirical measurement has been done and I can reference it.
And again, if that is consistent all over the world, then this should actually feed into what we're talking about, how something so far away with the given conditions that you stated should not be visible, correct?
Dude, I can show you only the measurements that have been done. Right? Now,
Gotcha.
you don't have any
Gotcha.
where refraction has been taken into account or minimized or controlled, right? I do.
Gotcha.
And you don't want to see it. I get it. Because you know that if you say that you will accept it, and then I show it to you,
see what I'm trying to do and what you're not.
And I show it to you, what you will do is you will be then trapped. And you don't want to be trapped. I get that. It's an uncomfortable place for you to be.
You're really projecting right now, so thank you, because I really wasn't even listening to you till you said that that's what I'm trying to do.
Mhm.
Dude, you're literally not giving an answer for me to rebut. Your answers are infinity. I don't know because I haven't did that exact measurement. I'm going to give you these over here, but I can't give you a maximum whatsoever. You can see an infinite amount of this earth at a 1 foot observer height. An infinite amount.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, here's a good example, just as a little reference for you. If you bring if you call the shop because your car's not working, and you say how much will it cost to fix it, but you don't tell them what's wrong with it, do you think you can actually get a serious quote?
Brother, that has nothing to do with what
that's what you're asking. About. That's what you're asking for right now.
No, I'm not asking you shit about a car.
Yeah, that's what you're asking for right now. So, I can give you measurements that have already been done.
Terrible analogy.
And I can only speak to those things that have already been done. And you have, like you said, you don't have any measurements that do
I did
include.
Not say that. Stop straw manning me. I did not say that.
You do have measurements that include refraction.
Correct.
Okay, let's see them.
Go ahead and show yours. Let me go ahead and try to pull this up for you.
Oh, you don't have it. You said you had it. No, you don't have it. Which is it?
Brother, don't you have to pull something? What, won't you have to go pull something up and look for it?
Yeah, I got it.
Come on now. Give me the benefit of the doubt now. I don't have it in my ass.
All right. I mean, I've got mine ready to go, but we need to talk about it, and you need to be focused in order for us to have the conversation about it.
All right. Hey, let me put you on. I'm going to get off my camera for 2 seconds. I need to go get my charger. Hold on 2 seconds.
All right. Got to get his charger. It's the same. It's always the same thing. Take the most extreme conditions and then pretend that the most extreme conditions didn't happen there.
That's false, but okay.
You said Black Swan, the most extreme conditions, and then pretend that there's no refraction, bendy cranes and all. But all right, Cretan Bull says that I'm 1/4 Butlik Castani on my father's side. That's great. Factbase says, oh, here it is. Mr. PJ Caruth wants a debate. Let's see him run. Hey, he didn't run. Good for him. Factbase. Factbase is giving you crap there. Says that you were mouthing off. Ableist says, Industrial Nerd, your laughter cracks me up. And then, okay, I think I got a from Vikanuk, a correction. It says Vikanuk is Icelandic Canadian. And $1 Canadian is 74 US cents. So I was a bit generous on the 90 cents, but thank you very much. Ableist says Schiller crater on the moon is elongated. Yes, there are. So I didn't know that one offhand. Thank you for that. There's a handful of them that are elongated. Hokage smoke, you're right. I see that. I see that right there. Yeah, it's always the same thing. I mean, Mark Sargent has been a flat earther for how long? And just says the flurf 101 answer to the moon. He never even explains it. He's like, I just think that's the way it was. Seriously, it's just kindergarten. Veganux says, by the way, this is reducto ad absurdum. And everybody, thank you to PJ or JP, I'm not sure which it is, for the example.
Y'all talking about me when I left?
Yep, I'm reading stuff from the chat here.
Oh, they support the answer of infinity from 1 foot observer height on a 90-degree day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Based on empirical measurements.
Says a lot.
Based on empirical measurements.
Let a flat earther give an answer like infinity.
Well, the difference between me and a flat earther is I can always say based on empirical evidence, and a flat earther can't. So
yeah, you can verify infinity. Got you.
Mr. E-Man says, can Mr. J.P. Caruth tell us what mechanism hides the bottom of platform habitat that disappears in the Black Swan photo and then reappears in normal observations of platform habitat? That's a good one.
Say it one more time.
I'm sure. What is the mechanism that hides the bottom of platform habitat, but that disappears in the Black Swan and reappears in normal observations of platform habitat?
Just to make sure I'm understanding him right, is he trying to say that we're seeing two different pictures of the Black Swan?
The two different pictures of platform habitat. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, I would imagine that different days you're going to see it at that far of a distance, you'll see somewhat variable different results. But the whole thing is that at that height and distance, you shouldn't see it at all. And you actually see the actual horizon behind that, indicating you could see probably, 9 to 10 miles into the distance on that observation. Like I said, that was just one. I can bring up another and another and another. Like he said, this was a hot day. I can bring it on a frozen lake, but he's going to say that's even worse. We're here on Earth, my man. You know what I mean? The hottest day, the coldest day, he's going to say, hey.
It's not about the one temperature. It's about the vertical temperature gradient. You keep missing that part of it.
Gotcha. So and just to make sure that I understand that I'm doing this the next time I try to do this experiment, figuring out what's the vertical gradient. Say that one more time for me, because I'm not too familiar with that.
The vertical temperature gradient, sometimes called the
Gotcha.
Lapse rate.
Cool. So if I have the lapse rate for you, the temperature, the distance, and the heights, is there any other variables that you're going to need so I can go ahead and find this for you?
If you're looking across water,
or you can give me the maximum over water, and please give me the maximum over Earth.
Well, the problem with Earth is there's topography, so things get in the way. So how are you? I'm
saying on a flat surface of Earth, where this experiment could be conducted the right way, correct?
Well, how did you determine the maximum distance? How did you determine the flatness of it? The question is whether or not it's curved.
How did you determine the fineness?
And how do you exclude topography in that over the Earth?
I'm not excluding topography at all.
So
what I'm saying is that if we
seeing a distance over the dirt,
a piece of land that is level.
How is this land level? That's the question. How is the level determined?
You don't agree that land could be measured level?
Oh, it can, but I'm asking how you would have done, how somebody would have determined that the surface of land was level.
Yeah, absolutely. So in Earth, so the same way that they build things like railways, bridges, it's called plane surveying. It's the most popular method of surveying. And it's said, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that they go 100 miles, treat the Earth as if it's flat, over 100 miles. And this is how they build.
100 square miles. So it's 10 foot by
basically
10
level
miles
over a period of
10 miles. 10 miles by 10
miles. And leveling
miles.
out the Earth over 100 miles.
So yeah, you missed that. It's 10 miles by 10 miles it's square miles. And it depends
That's
on
100,
it.
right?
It depends
That's
on the
100,
precision.
correct?
10 times 10 is
That's
100. Yeah.
100, right?
It depends on the
Okay,
precision they need, though,
perfect.
of course. Because when they built LIGO, that's not 10 miles in each direction, but they did need to include the curvature of the Earth in their planning there.
But for other bridges and railroads, they just don't need to account for that. They
Well,
can treat the Earth like it's flat
it
up to 100
depends.
miles.
It depends what they're doing. No, not for 100 miles. You keep missing that. It's 100 square miles. Do you know the difference between square miles and
It doesn't
miles?
depend what they're doing. If it's curved, it's curved. If it's flat,
But
it's flat for 100
It totally depends what they're. Again, you went back to 100 miles. It's 10 by 10. It's 100 square miles. 10 by 10.
Okay, I got you there. 10 miles. Got you. Okay.
So, and it depends on the precision. So there are bridges that do account for curvature that are shorter than that. Some bridges, if they're right on the water, they've got a handy reference right there. Right? Okay.
So my point was that the Earth, of course, can be flat over a course of 10 miles. So we both agree there.
No.
Perfect.
No.
So it could be
No.
measured.
I didn't say flat. I didn't say flat.
Okay.
I said level.
Okay. Gotcha.
What's the definition
It
of
could be
level?
level for
What's the
10 miles.
And I want to be clear. What's the definition of level when referencing the surface of the Earth?
You're cutting out for me. I don't know if I'm cutting out for you.
What's the
I don't know if you're cutting
definition?
out for me or I'm cutting. Can you hear me?
Right, I can hear you. So I don't. Can you? Is your Wi-Fi dropping out?
I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm on cellular, so it shouldn't be.
Okay. So I just want to be clear. So when I say level, I mean the actual definition of level that is used when referring to the surface of the Earth by surveyors, the people that you were just talking about. Right? Even plane surveyors use the definition of the word level that means a curved surface. Okay?
If you're cutting out for me, shit you're saying.
I think your cell is kind of choppy there.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, I mean, in all honesty, because I mean, we can go back and forth on surveying and the different methods, and if the Earth is really, 100% level or not, we can go back and forth on that all day. This is why I'm asking you, on Earth, on either the looking over a lake, an ocean, 1 foot observer height, Earth or lake, how far should you be able to see? On you give me the conditions. You can choose the temperature gradient, you can choose the temperature, you can choose whatever you want to choose. Let me know with those given conditions, how far can you see on Earth and over the water?
All right. Well, I mean, it's an open-ended question for which it's totally open-ended because you don't know the conditions. You don't know the conditions. You're just leaving this thing wide open. So if it's zero refraction, I'm asking you to provide that. Yeah, if it's zero refraction, which never happens, well, then you can do the non-refraction version of it. If it's a very consistent rate of refraction over the entire distance, well, then we can do a different value for it. But that doesn't happen either. And going for 1 foot over water, that's a very bad place to go because again, it maximizes the effects of refraction and you don't know them because you haven't measured them.
I feel like I didn't give you Earth too. Wow. Dude, your argument is you have a cowardly argument right now.
What you need to do is actually
you want to say
do
infinity,
the work.
You don't want to give a maximum answer.
Do the work that includes the refraction analysis. Find it. It's never been done. I know it's never been done. I've looked at all of them. You mentioned Black Swan. You mentioned Black Swan.
Here, my guy.
I want to say you
mentioned
mentioned Black Swan, and Black Swan is the most egregious one of those because it's extremely refractive. So talking about Black Swan is a ridiculous thing to do. All you do is
That's very false.
It's absolutely false because the very thing, the script that QE wrote when he wrote the Black Swan garbage includes the assumption of zero refraction in his analysis there. I know that because he is aware of Andrew Thomas Young from San Diego State University. He mentions Andrew Thomas Young. The page that Andrew Thomas Young wrote on the distance to the horizon, I have on screen right now. He has a spot that says no refraction, and I'll share it to you so you can see it. Give me a second. All right, you're seeing that right now. Okay. This page right here is the one that QE, who wrote the script for the Black Swan that you were referencing, this is the page he looked at, no refraction right there. And he took this formula, 1.23 times the square root of the eye's height in feet. You remember that? Right? And then the Black Swan, the claimed Black Swan is at 1 foot. So they did this like, oh, look, it's that far. But this is the portion that they looked at, no refraction, the no refraction portion. Then they did not look at the refraction considered simply portion. They just stopped right there and said, nope, these are not the droids you're looking for. Don't go any farther than that. Just read that part there, because QE wouldn't want people to read past that. But, oh no, there is this part.
Gotcha. And just to make sure, so in that refractive calculation, the temperature is taken into account, and what other factors are taken into account with that calculation of refraction?
In the refraction considered simply, it's looking at the lapse rate. That's what they're doing here. And that outputs, they output a formula for that.
Lapse rate did he use for that argument?
This one here is saying you go measure the lapse rate and apply it. Right. So this didn't output a number.
This isn't giving an answer. So just to make sure, this isn't giving an answer either of given refraction, the refractive.
It is giving an answer
on that day for that observation, how far it should have been able to see.
Yeah, it's not. The reason why it's not is because what are the conditions? It's not this hypothetical, you need to specify the very narrow conditions. It says, well, you need to do it. But he does take
Gotcha. And I believe, you know what? I trust that you are a smart guy in math. I actually trust that. So what I would like to do, and I don't know why my video's going in weird. So what I would like to do is, you have the refractive index calculation up. Can you go ahead and plug in some regular numbers on it? Let's say a summer day, a fall day, whatever those numbers should be, and should be consistent with. Can you plug those numbers in so we could see actually how far, with these given refractive properties, how far we should be able to see in that exact observation?
Let's do this.
Then we can go to the next observation.
Go do the observation, find the observation, and measure the temperature. Then afterwards we can do the analysis. That's how you're going to need to do it. Right? So we could build up a table of 25 different simple cases. Are you still there? I don't know if he's still there. I see he's still connected. I'll stop my share to him and see if I can see. I don't know what's going on. What is that? That's part of my Zoom window that you're seeing there. I don't know. He was plugged in. Maybe his power went out on his phone. I don't know. Hey, there's my microphone. All right. Well, JP, Maybe some other time. Yeah, it dropped now. So always coming back. Are you coming back in?
Yeah, I don't know if it's it could be my connection, man. I'm out here in the country. But just to make sure you heard my last stint there, what was the last thing you heard there from me, just to make sure?
You were asking me for specific conditions and examples for those conditions. You wanted me to provide the conditions.
Perfect. So like I said, I trust that you're a smart guy, and Matt's probably better than me at it, right? So what I would ask of you is if you are able to give some regular day observations, right? The regular temperature, a regular temperature gradient on a summer day, a fall day, just so we can grasp how far you should actually be able to see given those conditions looking at that exact photo.
And my answer that you missed was go do the observations, measure the temperature gradient, and then we can apply it after. But
so
I'll
you
tell
just
you,
can't put
but
the
I will,
numbers in.
but I will tell you.
So you just
I will tell you
with some numbers real quick. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Hold on. I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now. If there is more than 1 degree Celsius change in 10 meters, then it can be indefinite. We don't, all bets are off because that is too extreme of a temperature gradient to get any reasonable data.
Gotcha. You could see all the way to Antarctica, you know what I mean? Looking at a 1 foot height, if it was over that gradient is what you're saying.
Yeah. So find a spot where that gradient isn't happening. So
Hey,
go
man.
get a thermometer. It doesn't have to be this one. Go get a thermometer and go out to.
If you guys agree with that in the
out
chat,
to-
man, hats off to y'all. But that's what made me a flat earther.
This is
Smart
called
guy like him can't
this
answer
is called
type of
science.
question, man. It's great.
This is called science. You go
I'm
and you
just
do the
asking him to play
measurements
with some numbers
and
to
you
give us some
and you
maximum and minimums.
yeah, and you
Play with some regular day
control. You control for confounding variables. And you're hesitant.
I'm
It
asking you
sounds to me like you don't want to control
That's
for confounding
very
variables.
false. That's exactly what I'm asking you to
Go
do.
get the temperature.
Is solve for control variables.
Go get it. Go get the temperature. So
Okay, we
I'll
can
solve for
agree
this.
that the
Here,
observation has been done, correct?
I will 100% tell you this. Get a measurement where there is less than 1 degree Celsius in 10 meters. Then come back and we'll
with
talk.
those conditions. Perfect. With those conditions, how far should you be able to see from a 1 foot observer height with the conditions you just gave?
We don't know yet. You don't have the temperature gradient.
With the conditions you just gave.
Yeah, I gave an open-ended condition with one boundary. The boundary is less than 1 degree Celsius vertical temperature change in 10 meters. Less than that. So that's the boundary. Go get that. So I gave you a boundary condition. Make sure that it's not that case. And then give me the measurements and we can come back and we can do the actual analysis.
But until then, we can't actually go ahead and just put two heads together to see what's the maximum. Just playing with some.
Correct. You're right.
Wow. Cool. And I hope everybody can see the coward in that type of answer, that you can't simply give a regular day, a regular analysis and do the observation and tell us how far, according to this math, you should be able to see.
There's no such thing as regular day. But I do have a cake.
There's no such. I'm giving you the option, dude. I'm giving you. We can pull up what's the average. Let's pull up what's the average in Minnesota. Pull up what's the average, or actually, let's pull up what's the average with where that observation was taken. Let's do that.
Where
on
what
an average
observation?
day? Let's see if we should be able to see it.
Where what observation was taken?
We're only talking about one observation here.
The Black Swan?
That is correct.
Yeah. There is no average that we could pull up from 1 foot above the water.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm going to go to Google right now. As a matter of fact, I got you.
Luck.
Let's go to Google right now. Cool. What is the average temperature?
Temperature gradient.
On a summer day.
Temperature gradient.
Okay, perfect. Temperature gradient. Got you. I got you.
Yep. At 1 foot above the water. Yeah.
Oh, my phone's going crazy.
Do you know what a temperature gradient is? People are asking if you know what that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to explain it to us?
A gradient of temperature. So at a higher altitude, it's at one temperature. At a lower altitude, it's at a different temperature.
Okay.
Very simple, but there
right.
you go. And there's a gradient in between. Very simple.
All right.
Okay. Average temperature gradient. Hey, can you confirm what state the Black Swan is in?
California.
Okay. Average temperature gradient in California in August.
So it's Santa Barbara. If you want to go.
Not saying that's when it was taken. Let's just go ahead and. Okay. Do you want the number so you can go ahead and start plugging it in?
The average temperature gradient. Oh yes, let's hear it.
All right. Since it's so hard for you to think of just a maximum and minimum number of temperature gradient, that's just so difficult for you to do. I know. All right. How about are we able just to see what the temperature gradient was today?
I don't know.
I know you hope we don't.
I don't think people measure those things at 1 foot above the water.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so on the day that you were going to show me on your video, what was the temperature gradient there?
That was not measured, but I can.
Wow.
But I can account for refraction.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You missed the rest of my sentence. You were too busy saying "wow."
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're right. Go ahead.
But
it hit me.
But I can account for refraction
without the temperature gradient.
Without knowing it, yes.
But I can't.
Correct.
Woo! Hey, I'm out of here, guys. That's the answer I needed. I'm gonna have a good night on that one. I hope I can clip that part. Where is that at? Oh shit. Hey, you have a good night, Mr. McToon. Hell yeah, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Flat Earth, motherfuckers. That bull. Infinity. Right. I can't give you the answer.
Are you going? Or are you just saying you're gonna go?
Oh shit! I thought I was going. My bad. I'm trying to clip that part.
You're still here. You're still here. All right. I think. All right. I'll do that. All right. Well, here is he didn't let me get to that. This does do a sample value there. This does include a sample value. And Daryl Frost, just go read this and then come back. All right. Shut your face hole. Stop yapping about it. Read that and come back. All right. So, all right. The thing that he did not want to look at, and he shouldn't have, was this. You saw a little hint at that. Let's see. Is this there's two of these that Jesse did. Make sure it's the first one. Yep. All right. So this is the first one, and it does not include in it a temperature gradient measurement, but I can absolutely account for refraction in this. So I'll go over it quickly. This is the 0.48 or about half mile measurement of linear drop from horizontal tangent right there. This is a sample view through the theodolite of what he's looking at. He went on two sides of this little reservoir here, set up using a level and some stakes to get at a consistent height above the water. Right there is the target you're looking at. And he set it up at 1280 millimeters. And being an American surveyor, actually most surveyors do it apparently still in feet, metric feet, or decimal feet. All right, here's the theodolite. And he did it above the water, right? It's not right at the water. And so the effects of refraction from the water, from the surface of the water, are minimized because at no point along the route between the theodolite and the target is there a part where it's skimming right above the water and having significant refraction effects. But what we can do then, all right, so we'll look at this. I'll get to the refraction in a second. 0.48 miles, drop from horizontal tangent, 0.15 feet. That's about 2 inches. Now, how is refraction taken into account? Well, refraction causes distant objects to appear slightly higher, not lower, slightly higher. If it's consistent, like on an overcast day, and it's not near water, then it does it by a non-significant amount. But it makes things appear higher. That's critically important because this still had a drop. Refraction makes things appear higher and there's still a drop. So refraction, if it was zero, if it was a drop of negative, right? If it appeared higher, then refraction, well, then there'd be an issue. But since there was a drop, refraction made it appear higher. So in reality, it's actually more of a drop. That doesn't help flat Earth. That's how refraction is taken into account. He did it again. This is another time he did it. Farther distance. There's the distance that he went across this lake here. I'll jump down to the good stuff. I'll link it right there for you. But right down to his results we go. He has a lot more pictures on this one. He did it was more picture takey that day. Open image, a new tab. So here we go. Here is his results. The miles, 1.38 miles. Curve drop 1.28 feet. So 1.28 feet over 1.38 miles. So again, there was a drop from horizontal tangent over 1.38 miles. Refraction would have caused it to appear slightly higher, and there was still a drop. So the curve drop was 1.28 feet or more. There's still a drop, even with refraction. So adding refraction analysis into this, what that gives us is it gives us it's this much drop or more. That doesn't help flat Earth anyway. So there you go. 3 News 1 says, when will these clowns, let me get this up here. When will these clowns learn that when they leave without showing their cards, they still lose? Just like they'd lose by showing an empty hand. Yes. It was clear that he did not have any observations that took into account refraction. I know that because I've seen them all. It's not like I have not seen them, right? There are, to my knowledge, just a couple where the temperature gradient was measured, but not analyzed. Specifically, the one by F.E. Core on Lake Balaton. And that one showed more than 1 degree vertical temperature gradient, 1 degree Celsius in 10 meters. It was actually within like 2 meters, there was a whole degree. If you're going to claim that there's no refraction, you need to show that there's no refraction instead of using the conditions of most refraction. He couldn't find the average temperature, Pat in the chat. He couldn't find his average temperature gradient, panicked, took what he thought was a way out, not knowing you had it, not allowing you a chance to explain. Clown show. Yes. I mean, there is no average measured vertical temperature gradient for the bottom 1 foot of the water for anywhere. Nobody measures that. Because that's a terrible place to do observations. It's not a secret that that's highly refractive. Get away from the surface of the water. He just couldn't stop going with 1 foot. And so that's why I kept saying there is no data, there is no nothing, because all he's going to do then is he's going to, instead of actually trying to do an observation where there is a temperature measurement, he's going to just go try to find something out there and then make up stuff, right? The process is go do the observation and bring a thermometer with, if you're going to claim that there's no refraction, which is what you're going to have to do. Then bring that thermometer with and show that there's no refraction. All right, got a few more here. A few more super chats. What causes the previously mentioned mechanism to work and then stop working? Asks Mr. E-Man. So yeah, I'll show this. They love this. They just can't get enough of it. The Black Swan is refraction proof. It proves that refraction happens, and White Swan is globe proof. Well, I don't like using the word proof. Flat earthers do, but evidence. Confirmation. But here, this is a good one. There's just a couple analyses that people have done. So we have here, the globe model predicts that refraction will cause us to see farther beyond the curve, because as the light refracts downward, it'll follow the curve. The flat model predicts that refraction will make objects appear to sink into the ground because the light is bending downward. That's not right, though. Atmospheric refraction can be identified by the distortion it causes to things we see through it. So if the Earth is flat, we should see the sunken oil rig showing distortion. If the Earth is round, we should see the raised oil rig showing distortion. Well, we see the globe Earth predicts, not what the flat Earth predicts. Actually, so I disagree with a little bit with this. For the bottom-up obstruction for flat Earth, it requires upward refraction. So here's Mick West did a great analysis here. You see this chart on the top here. This is a temperature gradient example of what could be. We don't know, it wasn't measured. What could be for the claimed Black Swan, and it is a somewhat normal temperature gradient. So height above water in feet, I know, gross. This is for the globe. That's what this is. This is what it would look like on the globe with this particular temperature gradient. Here is the prediction for the globe on a clear day, where you can see that there is still a temperature gradient, but it's not drastic. You see that? This one's quite something. This is what it would look like on flat Earth with the refraction necessary for flat Earth. The problem is that this is a temperature situation that is highly unstable. Down at the surface at 0, on the bottom right of that graph, you have 18 degrees Celsius, hot. At 120 feet, 110 feet, you have 12 degrees Celsius, colder. That is an unstable condition. Cold air wants to be below warm air, not above. So we would not see, you would never see a temperature gradient that's smooth like that. It would be all over the place, crazy. Let's see if I can Right? You'd have all sorts of weird conditions causing waviness. I don't know. I'm just kind of messing around here on that, right? So I don't know. That there's a some weirdish kind of example of what it maybe could look like, where you'd have all sorts of weird smearing and stuff like that you'd expect for flat Earth. There you go. But no, we don't see that. We see this on a clear day, and that is a normal. That graph, that temperature graph, is something that is a normal condition. Daryl, well, let's try to allow for refraction. Usually air is densest at the surface, so the rays of light concave toward the surface. See the bending page? Yeah. Yes, Daryl. The temperature gradient affects the density of the air. I don't know why that's a problem for you, Daryl. Anyway, this is a good page. I'll send it to you here I'll get the one. So this is the globe prediction right here. There you go. He wants you to let him back on, I think. You want to come back? Dude, let me back up. You made your point. You didn't account for temperature gradient analysis, which makes it void, according to you. No, it doesn't. I did include refraction analysis. You missed me saying that. You must have missed me saying that. I'll say it again. Right here. I'll say it for this one. 0.48 miles. 0.15 feet of drop. Accounting for refraction. Now, the following accounts for refraction. All right, you ready? Refraction will cause distant objects to appear higher. There is a drop still. So the drop is 0.15 feet or more over 0.48 miles. This has put a boundary on it. So when you do include refraction, then you say, well, it would be more than 0.15 feet of drop. That doesn't help you. That doesn't help you. Same for this one. 1.38 miles. Over 1.38 miles was measured 1.28 feet of drop. That is the minimum drop. The drop with refraction is more. It doesn't help you. There's still a drop. For flat Earth, there cannot be a drop. Oh my gosh, Daryl Frost. It's the density that matters, not the temperature. You have refraction with zero temperature gradient, but no refraction with zero density. You should know that. Look, Daryl, just take it up. Take up your complaints. Email Andrew Thomas Young. You talk to him. You read the papers that he's cited. You take it up with them. Write your own peer-reviewed paper, debunking all of it. Daryl Frost. So, all right. JP, PJ, dude, if you want to come on again with actual measurements, cool. Let me know. All right. When you finally get it, finally measure those temperature gradients, let me know. I'm not seeing it. You'll be the, I mean, it won't be the, I have seen it. But it confirmed that refraction was massive. So you go find the conditions where there is very little refraction and you still think we see too far. You go ahead. You do that. All right, then come back. My email address is mctune@mctune.net. Melodic Lyrics says, question for your interlocutor. Why does he think it's smart to challenge someone to a debate without having your evidence ready? Yeah, that's a great question. All he had was, he's like, he cited a few things, right? Over a frozen lake, highly refractive. Black Swan, highly refractive. right? All these things, highly refractive. That's all he has. Find the parts where there's not where it's not highly refractive. You won't find them and come back to me. I know you won't. Because when you find conditions where refraction is not through the roof, you won't find evidence that you want, that you like. All right. V Canuck says, it's making an argument that attempts to establish a claim by showing that the opposite scenario will lead to absurdity or contradiction. That's the argumentum ad absurdum. Yes, thank you for that. Stringer News 1 says, Flat Earth needs a lot of jiggery pokery, it seems. What the... Yeah, it's 1 foot. Oh, he kept going to 1 foot. Why do it at 1 foot? It's the most refractive. Good luck finding a 1 foot observer height over water where there isn't high refraction. All right. I caught up there. I want to make sure I didn't miss any. All right. Yeah, it looks like I got them all. So, all right. Yeah. He's saying long-range Earth tests. Yes, all long-range Earth tests confirm that the Earth is a globe. Right. So anyway, people, thank you very much. Brenda Debate says ketchup is a perfectly acceptable condiment. It is. I don't know why anybody would have any concern about it. So yes, Daryl, density is the main thing. The density of the air is the primary thing. And the temperature affects the density. I don't know why that's a thing. Why that's hard. I don't know why you're taking umbrage with it. Right? The formulas that are cited by Andrew Thomas Young specifically talk about temperature. That's what he's talking about. And the effects of temperature on the density then. Right? And they go on and on about how at the lower part of the atmosphere, the bottom 1 kilometer to 10 kilometers, the primary driver in refraction is the temperature. And in the rest of the atmosphere, the primary driver is simply the pressure. So, all right. Yeah, he's a logical hillbilly. He doesn't have any measurements. We know that. So anyway, people, I am going to, this has been a while. I have tomorrow at 3, hopefully all goes well and it happens. Let's see here. Hold on. I gotta find something here. There it is. Tomorrow at 3, hopefully, is Flatzoid, and it will be, the topic is, you guessed it, celestial navigation. Will he be able to do it? Of course not. He's already conceded that he cannot do celestial navigation. I don't know why he would want to come into a debate on celestial navigation, pre-conceding that he can't do celestial navigation. Oh. All right, Daryl, but with 0 temperature gradient, you can have a density gradient and refract. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But on the surface and at the low elevation, there will not be a significant case where you find 0 temperature gradient and a density gradient still, right? How much, and I mean, we could look on on your own phone has a barometer. Almost all smartphones have them now, and you can look at the pressure gradient, say in a room, in your house, right? And what is, there is a pressure gradient. Absolutely. But what will be the difference in refractive indexes if the temperature is the same? Very, very little. So, yes, and I watched the one. So Flatzoid did recently fail with Mr. Sensible, and I watched it. You know what's funny is when flat earthers try to tell people that have done celestial navigation how to do celestial navigation, when flat earthers can't do celestial navigation. Anyway, Brenda debates, yes, ketchup flavored chips are an abomination. I don't like them. But that's what I have for tonight. Thank you, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.